bribery allegations.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Tom Homan, President Trump's border czar, did not accept a $50,000 bribe last year during an undercover FBI sting.
This was another example of the weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice against one of President Trump's strongest and most vocal supporters.
Leavitt also says the president did not direct the FBI or the Justice Department to close an investigation of Homan. Reports from multiple media outlets say Homan was investigated last summer for soliciting payments in exchange for contracts in a second Trump administration.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls on your Monday. It's Flounder. And here we go, 106.3. How's it going Monday? Holy smokes, what a weekend. What a Charlie Kirk Sunday. Holy moly. And actually, I took it to heart. I didn't see all of the 6 hours, whatever it was, but I saw a good portion of it. And honestly, I have a little lesson I took to myself after what's going on in my own situation here today as we speak. Anyway, so we got politics and stuff and stories and holy crap at sports and tweets and Flounders funnies and the whole deal. And Pete Davis, what's new? How was the weekend? What'd you do? And how's the mountains of Macon over the weekend, sir? We got here.
Lovely weekend.
Uh-oh.
A little bit late. Let me reset it.
We got to Well, it's Monday, so you got the weekend to worry about things, and then we come in here in the morning, boys. Because one of them's off. They have had some days off, but now we're back here and kill him. Hey, Pete Davis, how's it going? What's going on, sir?
It was a great weekend. Great weekend. Just hanging out, eating brisket and
brisket
baby
eating,
back ribs and ribs.
Baby back.
Oh my God, desserts, and it was just and the Olympics. We had another yard Olympics, and of course. Not to brag here, but I won again.
Oh.
And what events took place at the Olympics?
Two-legged potato bag race or something?
There is something where you stand on two plywood 2x4s, and you have 2 sticks in front of you with a ball on it. It's you and somebody else, and you got to walk up and down the plank sideways and not drop the ball.
Yeah.
I was okay on that. But then we also shoot Nerf guns at beer pong things and
oh my God, well that's good. Yeah. Excellent, outstanding. And
cornholing.
I again see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're from a certain part of the country, when there's a game that's known not in other parts of the country, known by that name that Pete just mentioned, and again, it's perfectly normal. And in fact, they have it on sidewalks in Alpharetta. When you go the old downtown Alpharetta, they have a little putting green area there. It's a city green or whatever they call it. And their kids play croquet, and their parents are walking around with dogs and stuff. And you will find some cornholing tables on the sidewalk where the little diners are and stuff. So it's a common thing. Just to clear it up here. Because it could be. I remember the first time. I remember the first time I moved to the South and someone said, I said, oh my God, man. I'm sorry. You had an incident? What happened?
We had an incident at some point sitting around the fire pit late Saturday night. A praying mantis landed on someone's face, and alcohol was thrown in the air and got on everybody. It was an incident.
Well, praying mantis that's not bad. That's good for you.
Tell that to a woman though when it lands on their face.
Oh well, chicks. Well, I'm sure she'll be fine. Anyway, and Flounder. Flounder. Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica, a weekend situation here.
Good weekend. Went to the lake on Saturday and hung out Lake Hartwell and sat out on the dock and did some boat rides and
excellent.
Drank some booze and ate a bunch of steak. So and then yesterday kind of chilled around the house, watched a little bit of the Charlie Kirk Memorial. Watch the Falcons suck.
Oh, God. I mean, I could have thrown a better pass than that one. Sorry.
Anyways, I'm sure we'll get into it later. But yeah, relaxing weekend, though.
In fact, we got a lot. Well, and I'm glad it sounds like you had a great weekend. And I'm glad, we're going to talk about a lot of sports stuff. I'll tell you what. In fact, I'm pretty much up to here with the increased amount of me celebrations, not only in the pros, but in college football, especially among receivers and guys, the specialty kind of star people who I guess are trying to get more NIL money by being celebrities. And even Arch Manning, he said his mother chewed him out. I couldn't believe what a punk. And that one guy who made a spectacular catch, I think it was, and all of a sudden he did like a 9-minute Gastineau sack dance where he's, your hands are up in the air and he's jumping up and down and he's bowing. And it's unbelievable. Why isn't that a flag? It's disruptive. It interrupts the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And they're putting up with this crap. And on the other hand, the penalty's being called. Well, anyway, we'll talk. I don't know what's going on. It's driving me nuts. And
nobody knows what excessive partying is anymore on the field. Nobody knows what a catch is anymore. Yeah. They've lawyered the NFL and college football to the point where it's almost unwatchable at times.
Did he make a football move after he caught the ball? What the hell does that? What are you talking about? He had the ball. He fell on the ground. When he had the ball, he fell on the ground. Therefore, the play's over. What do you mean? Did he make a move? Well, he moved his elbow. That's just freaking crazy. I'll stop. My God. Anyway, so we got all that to look forward to. Two things in our world. And again, we'll talk a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff, and we have a survey of college students, which should freak you out. About half the college students in four-year colleges, this is your average four-year college student, about half of them think that Cuba and Russia have a much better economic system than free enterprise America. Half of the college students, 70% of the college students who want to be teachers, education students who want to be teachers, say that, let's see, I got the figure right here, say it was okay to shout down speakers and shout down people you don't want to hear and not let them talk. The people who want to be your child's teachers do not believe in free speech. Also, we'll talk about the Georgia congressman, four of them, who voted against honoring Charlie Kirk. And speaking of a woman who wants to keep your free speech from happening, the one who tried to get me fired using her political power, Lucy McNasty, in fact. Anyway, two things. Well, a billion things. The first two of the billion things. This is the official fart. We have an official fart. We have an official fart. We got to come up with an official fart noise.
Yeah, I got a sounder for that.
You got a sounder for the Kimmer's official fart noise. Oh my God!
You're in there by yourself today. You know that,
right? Oh, sorry. Anyway, it's officially fall, the first day of fall, not the first full day, but because it happens at noon, theoretically. And by the way, it's not officially exactly at noon Eastern time that it starts. Anyway, but this is the day when it's what's called the fall equinox, which means there is exactly the amount of daylight as there is of not daylight. At noon, you've had half a day of daylight, and then it becomes, or at midnight, half and half exactly the same, and it starts at noon today. So this is the fall equinox, we call it. Now, the solstice is the exact opposite. Well, not exactly. It is opposite in that the solstice, which happens in the summer and the spring, is when the Earth is tilted way away from when it normally does against the sun. So the solstice in the wintertime is December 21st, as I recall, and that is the shortest day of the year, the least amount of sunlight of the whole year. And the summer solstice is the day in June 21st, I think it is. That was the day Joan died. My girlfriend died on summer solstice, and that's the longest day of the year. That's how I remember it. It was the longest day of the year, all right. Anyway, and so that's the summer solstice. But this is equinox. It's officially fall. Starting as of noon today. And this is also Rosh Hashanah. Now, at sundown. Now, this is the good one, right? This is the funny one. This is where you say, hey, happy Rosh Hashanah. Glad you're doing great. Let's have some parties, some drinks, stuff like that, right? This is the good one. This is where you can talk to people and stuff like that, right?
Make sure you don't crack any jokes in case there's somebody from the ADL listening.
Well, yeah, really you can't.
No jokes.
Yeah,
no jokes.
Yeah, but this is theoretically, not anymore, but theoretically the Happy New Year, right? Isn't that right? The Jewish people. This is a happy celebration. This is not like this is Yom Kippur's, the one where you don't go joking around. So this is a happy time. Although on the other hand, and by speaking of Jewish people, all of a sudden now people like the ADL or something are claiming that Tucker Carlson was trying to bring up the blood Jew problems. What the hell do they call that? The blood. I got it here somewhere.
The protocols of Zion.
No, it's the. They say Tucker Carlson was trying to bring up the issue of Jews killing Jesus, and they call it the blood oath or the Jew blood oath or something like that, where everybody goes around blaming the Jews for killing Jesus, and they thought that Tucker Carlson tried to bring it up again with the Charlie Kirk. I mean, my God, come on. It's the Democrats who hate you Jewish people. Okay, look at the votes. Anyway, all right, so I'm just saying. So this Rosh Hashanah, happy Rosh Hashanah if that applies and you're happy. And it's the first day of fall, and there you are. Okay, now, I will have an update for you. In fact, part of the update is this is probably the worst time of my life, but I'm happy to be alive, and I celebrate life and try to put aside all the other stuff that makes my life miserable because of what I watched on Charlie Kirk yesterday. Actually, I've learned a couple things about. I'm trying to bring things into my own life about that, which is kind of cool. And I have an update. I have an update on my car situation, and also my TV situation, and also my air conditioning has been gone for a week or 10 days. So it's 87 now in my place. So that's not. I haven't really slept much.
Sauna in there.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible. I mean, I can't sleep. Anyway, whatever. So we'll get to that. But I have an amusing update on my car situation where I got in an accident. In fact, I'll talk about that in a second. And we got the Charlie Kirk stuff and the college thing and Carmela, and he's throwing Democrats out of the bike like she should know. And if you didn't see the high school football player video of that 9,000-pound fat load guy bouncing like a wrestling move on that kid, broke his back? Holy smokes. All right, we'll handle it internally at the college. He ought to be in prison. Anyway, all right, 314, Timber Pete and Flounder. Look out.
The XTRA 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
And an update on the Kimmer getting clobbered from behind on insurance company thing. Going along progressively nice. By the way, I texted the guy who hit me and I said, I have a personal injury lawyer, David Van Sant. He says, no reason to bring a lawyer into it. Well, so far everything's fine, but I have a personal injury lawyer. And whether it's an accident like I was just in, this is like the third thing that happened to me. And none is my fault, by the way. Anyway, from behind, my guy didn't do anything anyway. And so, but it's, not only car wrecks and stuff, he's a personal injury lawyer. That means if you had something happened and you didn't get your fair share, your fair due, that's where David Van Sant comes in. He used to work for the insurance companies, and he's also, really good at it because he's on the top 100 trial lawyers list in Georgia. And that super lawyers list, that's important to point out. This guy doesn't fool around. They know when he calls David Van Sant, oh no, let Mikey do it. Yeah, it's true. He doesn't tend to lose. He tends to make them pay more than they want to with their little tables and charts. Anyway, so far it's good, but I got him in my pocket if I need it, and you should too. Here's the number, David Van Sant. If you know when he doesn't win, you're number one. Here you go. 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Brandon Hutchison, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Make no mistake about it, we're big customers of Georgia Power. It really is a true partnership. We've ran NASCAR's highest level of racing. In the early days of Atlanta Motor Speedway, Atlanta International Raceway, as it were, they raced twice a year, and that was about it. Right. And then we started figuring out that this is an 850-acre campus that can do so much more. And it's not just the larger events that impact the region. It's the local events that really impact our community. It's a big responsibility for us to be such a big player in our community. And there's no doubt that Georgia Power has fan experience front of mind all the time.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit georgiapower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite. If there's fire, you can grill at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick-cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. A hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill like a pro. Register now at southernthunderbbq.com. That's southernthunderbbq.com.
Cozy Earth products bring next-level comfort that shows up day in and day out. Let's talk about their bamboo joggers first. They're seriously buttery soft. I didn't know joggers could feel like this, not like I'm jogging or anything, but I can wear them at home. You can stroll on the beach, even on flights, and they never lose their shape. And the comfort stays consistent no matter where you go. They'll totally redefine how you lounge and live. Now, the Everywhere pant, it lives up to its name. It's lightweight, it's breathable, incredibly flexible, and yet still polished enough to wear out. You can run errands, catch a movie, pretty much everywhere else. You can take them and wear them, and they look great, and they move with you and always look sharp. And my favorite part is how Cozy Earth nails balance between unmatched comfort and everyday function. They're game changers, and it's not just me. Everybody I know who's tried Cozy Earth is completely hooked. If you're ready to upgrade your comfort, go to CozyEarth.com. Use the promo code BECK for up to 40% off joggers, pants, shirts, and everything. Make sure you tell them I sent you. It's CozyEarth.com. Built for real life.
It's not really my birthday, but... Oh. Is this naughty Marilyn Monroe?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she got her present later by all the Kennedy family and associates. Peter Lawford, Bobby, and Jack. Boy, I mean, oh, mercy. I don't know which one killed her. I think I was a Peter Lawford founder. I was Bobby, I think, killed her, wasn't it? I can't remember which one killed her. Anyway, Marilyn Monroe. And again, Jackie O was not too happy with Marilyn Monroe singing happy birthday to JFK with that slutty dress on. Anyway, happy birthday on this day in 215 was ruled by a U.S. district judge to be in the public domain. The copyright originally to happy birthday was invalid, and anybody can use it without paying a dime. The original copyright was obtained by Clayton F. Summy Company. The song's writers were sisters Mildred and Patty Hill, and in 1988, this company bought the rights to Happy Birthday from the two sisters for $15 million. 1988, a judge in 2015 ruled anybody can use it. Oh, ouch. Anyway, I kept repeating the flounder here. Birthday list includes Catherine Oxenberg. Catherine Oxenberg is 64, and she was famous for Dynasty. She did a kind of bunch of B movies and stuff. She was on Dynasty for a while. Catherine Oxenberg, at 64, is also the daughter of the Princess of Yugoslavia. So she is royalty, and so of course Yugoslavia no longer exists. I think it's used to go mass murder now or something. And on this day in history, 1827, we'll do a little religious thing here after the Charlie Kirk thing, and also come to Jesus meetings and stuff. On this day in 1827, according to Mormon founder Joseph Smith, on this day in 1827, Smith is given a set of gold plates by the angel Moroni. Smith, however, was not allowed to let anyone else see the plates. Over the next several years in the 1820s, Smith used a pair of seer stones formed into spectacles, also given to him by the angel Moroni, to translate the plates into the Book of Mormon. Under the guidance of visions, he had found the plates 4 years earlier, but the angel Moroni would not allow him to take them. He was instructed to return to the plates every year, which he did, and finally on the 4th year, Moroni allowed him to retrieve the golden plates that led to the Book of Mormon. 1827, that's what it says.
Where are they?
I think they're over. I don't know. Nobody, I suppose, around.
They never talk about where they are.
I don't know. Good question. Whatever happened to them? If he took them, then where'd he put them? There must now. And by the way, why wouldn't you have a record? If it was like the original, Ark of the Covenant. Of course, that's a little different story. Yeah, I'm telling you. Wouldn't you want? Anyway, I don't know.
I have 15. 15.
But the good news was
10.
The good news is Moses comes down from the mountain. He says, "All right, people, take it easy. I got some good news and some bad news. The good news, I got them down to 10. The bad news is adultery's still in there."
We can joke about it.
We can joke about it. Now,
that's the happy one.
Right, it's the happy one. We wouldn't do that on Yom Kippur.
Not to pick on anybody, because everybody has their own religion. That's cool. We respect that.
Yeah.
But that's awful specific to have an Italian angel show up with the
I don't know any. I don't.
Oh, Moroni's here. Hey, I got these golden tablets.
Why you got to taunt me?
Be very careful, my friend.
Oh, not in the eyes, not in the eyes. Anyway.
I got a bowl of pasta. I got some golden tablets. What's your pleasure?
No, mercy. A couple of things, by the way. First of all, for the record, Jimmy Kimmel was not censored. Jimmy Kimmel was not a victim of the free speech. He was a victim of free enterprise. He was a bad employee, and his boss chewed him out and probably fired him. That's it. Has nothing to do. And these people are going. We're going to hear sound bites, a montage of these liberals from the media and politics, all saying, shaming about how they were so glad that Tucker Carlson got fired and that Trump got banned from Twitter and X and stuff like that. But they're sure upset as though some kind of free speech issue with Jimmy Kimmel, which has nothing to do with free speech. And frankly, the director of the FCC, the head of the FCC, was an idiot for saying anything about this whole issue. I mean, he said the right thing. He said, we don't have anything to do with the networks. They do their own thing. But he should have shut up. Anything he said, here go the Federal Communications are trying to shut down free speech. No, he didn't say that, and he didn't mean that, but he never should have said anything, because now that he said anything, they're going to use it against us. So, stupid.
See if you can guess who said this. May 29, 2018, when ABC fired Roseanne Barr for saying stuff.
That's right. I remember that. That's right, yeah.
And ABC, to their credit, did not waste any time. They canceled her show today. I'm not a fan of censorship, and this wasn't about free speech, though. It was about consequences for saying something vile. You can say what you want, but networks do not have to pay you to say it. And actions have consequences, and ABC made the right call. That was Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep. Save that, because I'm going to ask you to say that again. Take a picture of it or something, because I'm going to ask you to repeat it again later on. People need to hear that. Yeah, absolutely. People need to hear this. And again, Jimmy Kimmel was not censured or censored. Either way.
Say everything he wants. Yeah. He can say anything he wants right now.
He can do anything he wants. And that's it. That's has nothing to do with the FCC, nothing to do with federal government, nothing to do with Donald Trump. Period. In fact, ABC, to their credit, did it, and now the big deal is whether ABC might be losing part of the ESPN business with Red Zone and all the stuff that they're trying to. I mean, that's a business deal. Everything is business. This has nothing to do with the Constitution.
How could they? Was the NFL going to take some stand?
Yeah, I know.
Pro Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah,
good luck.
Yeah, it's stupid. The whole thing is just, they're making stuff up to become an issue that's not an issue. Everything is not a thing.
Do you know why they're doing it? They're doing it because Charlie Kirk is a martyr.
Right.
And they can't have that. They got to obfuscate and muddy the waters here and make Jimmy Kimmel the martyr.
That's right. Total turnaround.
Well, last time I checked, Jimmy Kimmel can go home to his family and kids.
Yeah, he's alive.
Multi-millionaire, too. He'll get another job somewhere.
He'll be not that he needs it. I mean, he'll be fine. I think it's going to be just fine. A couple things. Also, we're expecting some kind of an announcement on this business with autism and Tylenol. Holy crap. Can you bet the people at Tylenol are going nuts? No. What are you talking about? Women can't use our product anymore? Wait a second. Is that holy smokes. And, of course, Tylenol, that was a cyanide thing in Chicago.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Autism going from like one every 30,000 to one every 330 or something that. There's something we're ingesting
that's right.
in the last generation that's causing this.
And it's probably not just floating in the air. It's something we are bringing into our bodies. Now, maybe there's a gas out there we don't know about that released from
microplastics, that's shutting down parts of your brain.
Yeah, but that gets into our system from things we ingest. It isn't like it's just floating around and we all breathe it. In other words, we're eating something that has these things in it, or taking something that has the bad thing in it.
I just read something today I hadn't even thought of. When you do laundry, what kind of detergent do you use?
I use liquid Tide.
So you just pour the liquid in there?
A cupful, about a half a cupful of liquid poured. Okay. I start the machine, get the water running, then I take a half a cup of Tide, pour that in, get it all mixed up, and then put the clothes in.
Because these little pods, you throw, they're very
those
convenient.
are supposed to be good. Yeah, I've used them.
Well, there's plastic dissolving, basically, and not all of it goes away.
Good point. In fact, my kids, when I go to visit my kids next week, in fact, they have pods. And when I go to the beach and visit my favorite ex-wife and her husband and my kids down there every March, at the end of March, they have pods in their condo down on the. Everybody
goes back in the water, goes back in the ground, goes back wherever the water goes.
There you are. I mean, so again, and Donald Trump is supposed to have some kind of an official announcement where I think they're going to say pregnant women should not take Tylenol.
Oh boy!
I mean, that's a blockbuster if they are confident enough to say that. And by the way, if I were a pregnant woman, of course, or if I were married to a pregnant woman, I think I'd say, honey, we don't know for sure, but don't take that stuff. Take something else. There's got to be something, I mean, really, why risk it?
Advil's is, what's the acetaminophen?
That's the acetaminophen is oh, God. The first syllable is silent. It's there's acetaminophen and then ibuprofen. It's called ibuprofen, but everybody calls it ibuprofen. It's ibuprofen. That's Advil. Acetaminophen is Tylenol. So you can still take lots of. There's a million pain medicines. So again, I mean, but what a blockbuster! I mean, I feel kind of bad for Tylenol, the cyanide poisoner on Tylenol, and which changed to have child-proof caps everywhere, which was good. But now all of a sudden, people are being told don't take Tylenol because it might, give you autism. You're holy smokes. But anyway, we'll keep you posted on that. Well, again, I don't have the the thing yet. A couple of quick newsy things. God, I blew this whole segment. We haven't started. I'm going to do the survey and the Charlie Kirk Man of Steel and a couple of things that his widow said to just touch your heart, including me personally. A couple of quick things though. In the meantime, I did it again. Yes, I got rid of Princess Bella. You know her as Bella. I used to call her Princess. She left, and now Wiley is leaving. I'm sorry. It's got to be me.
Are you the last one to find this out?
Well, no, I didn't. I walked by her. I said, "Hey, Wiley, how you doing, sweetie?" And she said, "Have you heard the news?" I said, "No." She said, "I'm leaving." I said, "Well, wait. I just, they're afraid to tell me. I'm chasing away all the, this really nice young professional lady. Apparently." Anyway, so she got a full-time job somewhere a little bit north, and she's a lovely girl. I mean, she's just a terrific person. She's worked with us on remotes and stuff, and she's a basketball star, and she teaches and coaches, and I just wish her the best. She's a real sweet lady, and we're going to miss her. Anyway, Kimber P. Flounder and the late Wiley, 3:30 on 106.3 or something there. It's only Monday, my God. Mm-hmm.
XTRA 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out XTRA1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
You know, I never know where to start with Peach State Windows. It's Peach State, and also they'll check your deck, a free safety inspection, because the codes have changed on decking and stuff. That's true. I'm not making that up. But also, you know, I'm a Hardy Plank siding fan. That's what I had when I worked with Jeff and his wife 25 years ago at my house. Anyway, with those beautiful windows, vinyl, double hung, energy efficient, but they do roofing repair stuff and door stuff. I mean, really, these are contractor builders, so they really do it all. And they're there for you with the Peach State Windows and so much more. PeachStateWindows.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time to visit Atlanta Safe House and see what a real a real safe looks like. But wait, there's more. Now through the end of the month, save hundreds of dollars on all Browning, Fort Knox safes and vault doors. Drop by one of our locations or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com. True Prep is celebrating 14 years with their biggest anniversary event ever. It all happens Saturday, September 27th at their Cobb Parkway location in Marietta. You'll find massive savings on dozens of items, plus free food, local vendors, and giveaways every hour from 11 to 2. And here's the big one. They're giving 30% off all used firearms and gear for one day only on September 27th. Don't miss the party, sales, food, and 30% off savings on all used firearms. Celebrate 14 years with True Prep. Get the details at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
The only thing better than covering all these Trump wins is watching the left implode over it.
Donald Trump, he's entertaining the world while he's changing the whole freaking planet.
Extra 106.3 is committed to bring you the news you care about most. From Atlanta legends and conservative voices you've relied on for a generation. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
I know. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, Monday, 106.3, and it's Queen. On this day in 2011. All right, sir. No idea what he said there. Going to carry me once more. I never want to hit you anymore. Okay. Queen, 2011 there. There was a research done by a car maker that found Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was the song most likely to be found on British iPods in 2011. More than 40% of the owners having the hit on their players. Bohemian Rhapsody. The Beatles had 4 songs on the list, a feat also matched by Coldplay in 2011. Other favorites included U2, The Killers, and Rihanna. British iPod fans in 2011. All right, sir. Let's see, a little birthday list here. Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie Hunt is 64. She played Sarah Whittle in Jumanji, the voice of Sally in Cars, and Renee Zellweger's old squishy face's disapproving sister in Jerry Maguire. By the way, that was a great role. That was really, if you remember that, if you saw the movie and remember the Bonnie Hunt, the sister, that was really a good role. No, keep walking. Don't turn around. Keep walking. She really was pretty good at that, I have to say. And that was a sweet movie. It was a chick flick, but it was, you had me at hello. What the hell? Let's see. This day in history, it was 1976. The crime drama Charlie's Angels. We're talking about Charlie Kirk. Charlie's Angels, including his lovely widow, Erica. The crime drama Charlie's Angels debuts on ABC television, a trio of female private investigators who take assignments from their unseen boss, Charlie, voiced by John Forsythe. Criticized as Jiggle TV by the critics, the fans loved it. Charlie's Angels, 1976. And that little dark-haired one who's the golfer. The blonde was a golfer. Who's that little hot little blonde chick? Can't remember her name. Who's that golfer?
Diane Ladd?
No, the other one. Oh, God.
Not Diane Ladd. Cheryl Ladd.
Cheryl Ladd, and the real pretty one that did a lot of commercials. Jacqueline Smith. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. All right then, and now also speaking of TV, on this that was in 1979. On this day in 1989, Baywatch on NBC ran for 11 years, started today, and same day 1994, Friends debuted on NBC, ran for 10 years. So there you go. 404-741-1230. By the way, I just heard from my air conditioning guy, Marcus, and he will. In fact, he texted me this. I texted him this morning because my air conditioning broke. We put like 4 or 5 pounds of Freon in there when he was there about 10 days ago or a week ago, or whatever, and apparently it didn't work. Obviously, my temperature is 87 degrees in my place, and hey, whatever. So anyway, so he said I'll be. He texted me this morning. Said I'll come over there tonight. I said no. I can. It's not that I can live. It's not that big a deal. Don't come by at night after a long day. Doing what you do. I said, and I said, come in any time of the day. He says, no, he's coming over tonight. He said, I'm glad to do it, and I can't believe that, but he's a wonderful guy, and he's just, he's a giver. Man, it helps people.
What exactly is this guy coming over for this evening?
No, he's a minister. He's a pastor. He's the guy who wants to take Pete Davis to Israel. Anytime you're ready to go, he does it worldwide. I mean, he's an incredible guy, and he's a licensed professional, air conditioning and guy.
There's going to be a great laying on of hands over there.
No, he knows. he gets nervous when he walks by all my guns. So we're definitely, there's no, everything's going to be fine. But he's just a really nice man and, a man of the cloth. And speaking of man of the cloth, Charlie Kirk. So
most people don't use firearms as pointers.
Well, I'm different. Let's see. Where do we even begin? The Tucker Carlson thing is called blood libel. That's what the Jewish thing, when the Jewish associations, when people start saying, Jews killed Jesus, that's called blood libel, where it's pretty offensive. It's not really the issue. And so anyway, they're claiming now that Tucker Carlson did the same thing over the Charlie Kirk deal. A couple things there's a million things I found out that were else. I didn't see all 6 hours, obviously, but, off and on and hearing news events and sound bites and stuff like that. There are a few things, obviously, that, struck me. And if they struck you and you'd like to share them, 404-741-1230, 741-1230, or anything about autism.
Actually, Amanda is on the horn, and she wanted to chat about autism.
Excellent. Amanda, welcome aboard. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. What do you think about this autism business? They're saying, not official yet, but apparently it may be Tylenol. They're saying could be one thing to blame. What do you think?
I just thought it was silly that they were talking about Tylenol. I don't know much about medicine, but something I'd seen with a couple of pregnant women over the last 15 years or so is when a woman goes into the delivery room, they actually give them a shot to stop the labor pains, and then when the doctor is ready, they give them another shot to start the labor pains back up. So my thought is it has something to do with that, because those were introduced new within the last 15, 20 years.
Wow, I'm trying to think. I was with when both my daughters were born. I was in delivery with them, but that was 1972 and 75. So Lord knows what they're doing. And of course, if they're inducing a pregnancy, that's again, I don't know. But isn't it amazing? I mean, if it would be something that there's got to be an explanation why all of a sudden the amount of autism in this country has been diagnosed is outrageous. And I can't believe it's just because they're finding out better diagnosis these days. I think it's because it's happening more, and it's scary.
It's very scary, and there definitely has to be an answer, and that's the only thing I can think of that has changed.
Yeah.
And when I said something to a nurse about it one time, she said she was unfamiliar with that because when she was practicing, that was unheard of.
Yeah.
So it made sense to her too. So just my thought.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope we get to the bottom of it because it's dreadful. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. 342, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And let's see. I got so many things to talk about. But we'll get some newsy stuff here with Charlie. A couple things really struck out to me. One, that the surgeon who tried to save Charlie Kirk and his other doctors and medical personnel are calling Charlie Kirk the man of steel. That it's a miracle that the bullet which hit him in the neck didn't go through him and strike any of the dozens of people right behind him. And this surgeon says the fact that there was not an exit wound is probably another miracle. In fact, people are saying, how come there's no exit wound? This is fishy. This is some kind of conspiracy. No, hold on a minute. He said sick conspiracies were saying, there was no exit wound, so he never was shot or some kind of crap. The surgeon and the guy who spoke to the surgeon said the bullet absolutely should have gone through him, which is very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round, which is a war round, a 7.62 or a 30-06, maybe it was a 30-06. A deer rifle round, a 30-30. These are high-velocity rounds and big. He said, I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always go through everything. This would have taken a moose or two down and an elk. It was an absolute miracle that somebody else didn't get killed. His bone was so healthy, the density was so impressive, he's likely the man of steel. It should have gone through and through. It would have killed those standing behind him, too. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin, even in death. Charlie Kirk managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable, miraculous, wrote this doctor, the surgeon. Holy smokes. And when the doctor, when Erica, the soon-to-be widow, came in to see him, the doctor said, "You really don't want to see this. It's horror." She says, "Oh, no, you don't. I want to see what they did to my husband."
Yeah.
And she did. She did see. And in fact, we've heard the soundbite a lot. You probably heard a lot. You may have seen it the first time. I'm choking up just thinking about it now. He wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. I forgive him, because it was what Christ did and what Charlie would do. Amazing. And also, she does not want the death penalty for the killer. And this is something I'll bet they're going to think about. In fact, would you think about? Put yourself in the pants of.
I thought she said she didn't want to be in charge of the decision.
Well, she said, I would not want to push for the death penalty for the man charged with death. She said, it's even stronger than that. I do not want that man's blood on my ledger, because when I get to heaven and Jesus is like, eye for an eye, is that now how we do it? And that keeps me from being in heaven, from being with Charlie? So she is saying she's afraid she won't go to heaven if she pushes for the death penalty. I mean, now, if you're on the jury and you hear Erica Kirk, because she's going to talk at the trial when they convict him or found him guilty, the judge is going to say, who wants to speak? And she's going to speak and say, don't kill him. Now, if you're on the jury, are you going to go with what she says and don't kill him?
Well, I think it depends on how tight the Utah laws are about never letting that sumbitch out again. Because I'm all for throwing him in a hole and sliding 2 meals a day into that hole and forgetting about him.
Well, I make sure
he have to watch Charlie Kirk videos the rest of his life.
Yeah. Well, he should also, be subject to being beaten and raped every day or every other day for like 60 years. I mean, that'd be, that could be fun. So I can understand. But again, if you were on the jury, I wonder whether this would affect you. I'm just curious because it's a thing. Flounder, were you trying to get me, or was that what you're talking about here? You sent me a thing.
No, but check your messages. It looks like. Kimmel's going to return. He's coming back on Tuesday.
It's incredible. The federal government now has been embarrassed into making sure that Charlie Kirk gets a job. I mean, these people.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, yeah. Jimmy. I don't know why I'm doing that. Jimmy Kimmel is going back to work, apparently from ABC. Oh, smoke-a-roonies. Well, you freaking punk bum slime bags. Oh, and he's going to get more ratings than ever. This country's going to hell. It's going to hell. He should be shunned and banned forever. Who would ever want to watch him again? Oh, my God. 347. Good grief.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
September is Fan Appreciation Month at Truist Park, and you don't want to miss out on the fun coming up. The Washington Nationals Battle Your Braves, September 22nd through the 24th, presented by OnX Hunt. On September 22nd, the first 15,000 fans in attendance will receive a Ronald Acuna Jr. red carpet bobblehead presented by Truist. And then on September 23rd, it's Los Bravos Night, powered by Georgia Power. Make sure to arrive early to enjoy a live salsa band and dancing, an on-field presentation recognizing Hispanic players and coaches, and so much more fun. Tickets start at just $7. And the 2025 regular season concludes with the Pittsburgh Pirates in town, September 26th through the 28th. The weekend includes a Kids Club appreciation party on Sunday featuring free face painting, special appearances, and so much more. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all the details and to purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you can take advantage of employee pricing on select new Ford models. That means you pay what Ford employees pay. No markup, no hidden fees. It's all part of Ford's bold campaign, from America for America. While other dealerships may raise prices due to auto tariffs, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is stepping up, giving you the power to save big on American-made vehicles. Choose from bestsellers like the F-150, the rugged Bronco, the capable Explorer, and now when you purchase or lease a new Ford EV like the all-electric Mustang Mach-E, you'll receive a complimentary home charger and standard installation, making your switch to electric even easier. At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you're not just getting a great deal, you're getting award-winning service from a locally family-owned dealership.
They're just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road. Visit them online at jimellisford.com.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you pay what we pay, and where you can always expect the best.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local businesses, and exciting events like the 8th annual Paulding Pro Rodeo.
Hey, I'm Seth with Bice Rodeo Productions, partnering with Southern Rodeo Company, a family-owned and local rodeo production company. Join us October 3rd and 4th for the Paulding Pro Rodeo, where you'll see bucking bulls, professional cowboys and cowgirls, as well as the world-famous rodeo clown Dusty Myers. Also, we are proud to be sanctioned through the PCA. This is also our first year for the Cow Kids Rodeo Fun Day. This is a separate event for kids with special needs and their families from the community. For more information, go to southernrodeocompany.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Friends, get your tickets now at rodeoticket.com. You definitely don't want to miss this. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Evan will develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement. Call Evan Ward at Atlas Retirement to schedule your personal portfolio x-ray today. Call 678-252-5224. That's 678-252-5224. Or online at atlasretirement.net.
Fine, you want to know what's in the sauce?
Absolutely.
Tablespoon of paprika.
Really?
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Diana Ross, all right. How you doing? 1999 was the day. What's the year, idiot? This was the day Diana Ross was arrested on the Concorde after an incident at Heathrow Airport. Diana Ross had claimed that a female security guard had touched her breasticles while she was being frisked. So Diana Ross retaliated by rubbing her hands up and down on the security guard, which I don't think you're supposed to do. So they gave her a little hunga-wunga there. Kimber P. Flounder, 353. To the phones, taking priority. Jennifer, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. What do you think? What's going on? Thanks for joining us. What's up?
Hey, Kimber. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I don't even know where to start. My sons, I have identical twin sons that were born in 2003. In 2005, they were both diagnosed with autism.
Oh, my.
We jumped into therapy at the Marcus Autism Center and speech and occupational therapy. I tried diets. You know, we've just done therapy in school. They've done wonderfully, but they will require 24/7, 360 care the rest of their life.
Wow.
I don't remember taking Tylenol. I know that Caroline Levitt, the president's White House spokesperson said, wait till 4 o'clock because there's probably more to it than just Tylenol.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was very cognizant about what I put into my body. I've never put anything bad into my body. I've never taken drugs before or after. I won't.
Yeah.
Illicit drugs. And so,
well,
here's my thing. And I really want to make sure that kids from here on out don't have to have the support level that my children are going to need. I have, nieces, nephews, great nieces, great nephews. I will never have grandchildren, but what am I going to do? Like right now, they're 22 and they fall off the cliff, quote unquote. They fall off the cliff of services when they get out of school on the last day that they're 21 years old. I'm about to lose my marbles trying to get their life plans for them. And the Medicaid waiver that they have is impossible to navigate. So I love that RFK Jr. and Trump are trying to figure this out to prevent. But we also have to work with the tsunami of individuals that are entering life when their parents can never die. If they die, what happens to them? Because this is not easy. I can't navigate it. I'm having to pay people to help me navigate it.
I'm overwhelmed with. You must be blessed to be able to handle. I can't imagine. And again, it begs the question about what your point is an excellent one. With all the millions of children being diagnosed with autism who will need care the rest of their lives, what's going to all of a sudden this is flooding is going to flood the issue. Is there no program that can help you? Are you going to go broke trying to take care of your kids because no one else can? Or, this is horrible.
They have a Medicaid waiver, and so they have funding, but trying to navigate it and get that funding employed into places is extremely difficult. I mean, I've spent
I can't imagine.
Last week on the phone and today on the phone and all day long on the emails and I run into roadblocks and I get hamstrung and speed bump and it's just it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle missing some pieces.
And now and again, obviously, I'm sure there's more than one link or cause to the issue of autism. But do you have an idea? Do you have any inkling of what might be the thing?
I do believe that you're genetically predisposed with environmental triggers. So past that, I don't know. Something is igniting the.
Something fires it off. Something fires it off. Well, bless you, dear sweet lady. I'll say a prayer for you and thank you for sharing and God bless you, really, and your kids. And I hope if we can do anything for you to help you or make you happy or smile, whatever, any point of your day, we're in. And thank you again. Bless you, and I hope you have a great rest of the day and give the kids a hug for all of us. You deserve it.
Hey, thanks for listening. You did make us laugh one time because we came to one of your shows at a venue.
Oh, excellent.
I enjoyed that.
You're very sweet. Thank you. I'm honored and humbled. Thank you, sweet lady. Wow, 3:58. Flounder, do we have a little Flounder's Funny there to get us over the hump here going into the news break? And then
we're the only country that has a nationwide hot dog eating contest. Hot dog eating contest. A hot dog is the worst thing you can put in the human body. They've done studies that every hot dog you eat takes 30 minutes off of your life.
Well, no, wait a minute.
That should be a national emergency. Does it stop us? Hell no. Instead, we have a contest and put it on ESPN on the 4th of July to shine a light on the best and brightest of us all. We feed them to our children at the barbecue. We yell, you get off that trampoline, put out your cigarette, and eat this hot dog. Show some respect. But who cares, right? 30 minutes off your life. It's not like it comes off tonight. You know what I mean? It's not like you eat the hot dog today and you lose it this evening. No, it's at the end when it's weird and scary. So you're telling me with every hot dog I eat, I have 30 minutes less of staring at a wall in a nursing home, waiting for a stranger to change me. Sounds to me like hot dogs are a superfood.
And that voice is
Mr. Tom Papa.
There you go. Boom, boom, and the Volga boat song or something. Coming up on 4 o'clock, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. And we got so much more on 106.3. And it's all standing by right there.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
A suspended show about to make a comeback. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Walt Disney Company just confirming that Jimmy Kimmel Live will return tomorrow after, quote, thoughtful conversations with the host. The company, ABC's parent, says the decision to suspend production was made to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country. This after the killing of Charlie Kirk, also calling some of Kimmel's comments ill-timed and thus insensitive. The network faced pushback from affiliates over viewer complaints, but the suspension has led to a broader free speech debate and criticism of the FCC chair over his comments on Kimmel's remarks. Closing arguments now set for tomorrow morning at the trial of Ryan Ruth, accused of trying to kill then-candidate Trump on a Florida golf course last year and representing himself, calling just 3 witnesses, including a firearms expert, before resting his case today.
Ruth spent a considerable amount of time questioning Michael McClay about the operability of the SKS rifle and scope found at the alleged sniper nest and whether it could be effective in hitting a target from a considerable distance. McClay said depending on the skill of the shooter, yes. Ruth then called on 2 character witnesses. Former co-worker and friend Marshall Hinshaw said if he asked Ruth for $2 for gas, the defendant would give him $10 or $20.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. Ruth has suggested he was out for attention, not plotting an attempted assassination. The U.S. Supreme Court just agreeing to take up the case of a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission who was fired by the president, then ordered reinstated by lower courts. The justices could overturn or narrow a nearly century-old decision on grounds for removing commissioners. Stocks hitting new highs, the Dow up 66 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
No. All right, look out. There we go. 403, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and Def Leppard. Was on this day. And by the way, check this grammatically. See if you're comfortable with this. This sentence says, Def Leppard were forced to cancel 2 U.S. shows. Def Leppard was forced or were forced? The group was forced to cancel 2 U.S. shows. It's a collective noun, silly. After their sound equipment truck was found abandoned and one of the band's drivers had tried to rob a store. The band's driver was later charged with possessing drugs and criminal damage. And so anyway, Def Leppard, 1992. There we go. Oh, I got to make a note here to play that one. There we go. And our birthday list includes Scott Baio, Scott Baio, I forgot, 65, Charles in Charge, and Chachi on Happy Days. Baio? Is that what we decided? Baio? Scott Baio. He's 65 years old today. And on this day in history, 1964, the hit play Fiddler on the Roof opens on Broadway. This became
great movie.
This was the Broadway hit, became the first Broadway musical to run more than 3,000 performances. It went on to win 9 Tony Awards. The play in Broadway starred Beatrice Arthur, Yenta the Matchmaker, who later starred as Maude and Golden Girls, and Perchik was Bert Convy. I don't remember that on the play, in the Broadway play. Isn't that funny? I didn't know. B. Arthur and Bert Convy were the stars. 1964 is when it started on Broadway. Oh, good for them.
Well, that scene in the movie where he puts his daughter on the train, sending her to Siberia to be with her husband in the camp, knowing he's never going to see her again, is very poignant.
That was really I don't remember much about it. I guess I hadn't seen it maybe once ever, and it was probably on TV there. Anyway, it's 1964 is when it started. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Okay, so they're putting Jimmy Kimmel back on TV, and again, everybody's going to say, well, we got the government to back down. The government had nothing to do with it. His bosses said, okay, you can come back to work. Has nothing to do with free speech. So is he going to apologize? Nah, he won't apologize.
Or is he going to double down and once again claim it's a Republican MAGA who killed Charlie Kirk?
Well, he's on tomorrow night. We're going to find out tomorrow night. Jimmy Kimmel is back on TV tomorrow night. And so now here's the choice. Is he going to double down like you just... now, what do you think? Is he going to say, well, boy, I'm glad that's over. Hey, with free speech and everything, we're back. We showed free speech is alive in America today. Yay, yay, and leave it at that, which, of course, has nothing to do with free speech. He was not censored or censured or anything else. He was fired by his boss temporarily or suspended. Now he's back.
Once again, it's rules for thee and not for me.
Exactly.
The one side always gets held responsible. The other side skates.
Well, in fact, we're going to play that montage that you sent us this morning very, very shortly, and also talk about the Democrats in Georgia who are the Jew haters who also hate Christians and refuse to honor Charlie Kirk. A couple of quick updates. I want on my car thing. On my car accident, a guy ran into me a few days ago, last week, and so I tried to get the police report. The police report wasn't ready yet for public consumption. I have a little code I could get from the police. Police officer gave me the card to check. I tried to get it. It's not ready to be available yet, but I had to get the guy's name. I didn't have his name or phone number to make sure we're in process here today. So I texted my friend Nathan the Cop. He used to be formerly Nathan the Fuzz, now back to Nathan the Cop, maybe also Nathan the Fuzz. Anyway, who's with the Cobb County Police Department, and he's been great. He helped me when that guy sideswiped me, and he's been a long-time listener. In fact, he worked with us on our show, radio show, 20 years ago or whatever. And so I texted him, and he got the information for me. And so I texted the guy who hit me, and I said, I'm the guy who hit you, and here's my insurance company thing, and I want your and then I said, I want your insurance company. We both have the same insurance company, different agents, and so I'm hoping that makes it a good thing. And so far, everything's fine. And so it's just a little quick funny story, if you don't mind. So I texted him and I said, please have your agent contact me as soon as possible so we can get this done. And then I was very careful. I said, and by the way, and very gently as a courtesy, I sent an FYI very gently and as a courtesy that one of my associate clients is David Van Sant, a famous personal injury lawyer. And I said, I really don't want to get him involved in this if I don't have to. So I'm hoping you can get your guy to contact me as soon as possible. Thanks very much, and signed it off. About 10 seconds later, I get a text back, and the guy says, I deal with insurance claims all the time. I'm sure it's going to be fine. There's no reason to get David Van Sant involved in all this. And then, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. And then the guy says, by the way, my mom is a big fan of your show. I swear I'm not making this up. And by the way, Mom, if you're listening, I'm afraid I screamed at your boy pretty good. I read him the man. I was screaming and yelling and jumping all over. I know he wanted to hit me. I guarantee he wanted to hit me. So Mom, I'm sorry. I screamed and yelled at him. Really, I revved him up all over the place. But he was a gentleman about it, and so everything's going to be fine. But I couldn't believe she says, and by the way, my mom's a big fan of your show. Well, thanks a lot, you bastard. Now what? I guess I'd forget the whole thing or what? Anyway, it's funny how things work out, isn't it? And it's all taken care of. It's being taken care of, and I got to take, these things happen. I got to get they're working on to get my car up to get it fixed and all that stuff, and so everything will be fine. Anyway, just a record. So thank you. And Mom, if you're listening, you have a nice son there, and he's a little doggy with him, and so, everything will be fine. Okay, Kim Repeat Flounder, 409. Now, for the record, here is the list of the Democrats in Georgia in Congress who refused to honor Charlie Kirk. Here are the treasonous Jew haters and Christian haters all in one whack, Democrats in Georgia who refused to honor Charlie Kirk on the floor of Congress. Of course, Sanford Bishop, that old black racist fool who's been around way too long. No, you can't honor Charlie Kirk. Some woman named Nakima Williams, she's a newcomer to Congress. I don't know anything about her.
Irish, I think.
Yeah, pretty much
Irish
so.
Girl.
Of course, guess who else voted no to honor Charlie Kirk? Hank Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Hank Johnson. Of course.
Does he know what he was voting on?
He had
that he was even there?
No, he had no idea. He had no idea. Somebody raised his hand for him, I think, or pushed a little pencil, whatever they do. Hank Johnson voted no to honor Charlie Kirk in Congress. And again, if you hated everything he stood for, which is stupid, he was a Christian who, believed in genders, then you could have waited till you got outside the floor of Congress to go to the press and scream and yell all you want. But to do it in the floor of Congress, to be so offensively, anti-American, so we got Sanford Bishop, Nakima Williams, whoever that is, Hank Johnson, and the latest, the other one who voted no, Lucy McBath. Lucy McBath, we knew she was going to vote no because she wants to take away your guns and she wants to take away your free press. Lucy McBath is the congresswoman who tried to get me fired and damn near succeeded when she went to the president of Cumulus, my company, and slandered and libeled me and demanded that I be fired. The president of Cumulus sent out a press release to the world saying that we do not stand by the comments of this so-called Kim Peterson talk show host in Atlanta, Georgia, who is offensive and disgraceful and everything. Slandered and libeled me, probably affected my chances of ever getting another job. Thank God Mr. Dickey, said, screw you, pal. But that was Lucy McBath. Used the power of Congress to censor a talk host. To try to get a talk host fired. That's your liberal Democrat socialist in Georgia, Lucy McBath. Now, this makes sense. Social media montage. Jimmy Schwimby was not canceled. He was not censored by the government. Had nothing to do with it. The issue is not free press. It's free enterprise. For you phony liberals who claim, we're going to play a soundbite here, Flounder. For you phony liberals claiming it was wrong, they sure loved it when X and Twitter banned Donald Trump. They loved it when Tucker Carlson got fired. And here are now some of the traitors you're going to hear. They're in the media. They're in politics like Stephen Colbert. You're going to hear him and Jimmy Kimmel. Ocasio Bang Bang Stupidio, the girls on The View. Here are the leftists now celebrating when conservatives get fired from their TV jobs. Flounder, if you will, sir.
Twitter banned the president permanently. Oh, damn! They took away his precious.
Well, Facebook upheld their ban of Donald Trump today for at least another 6 months.
It is so funny to watch the Trump supporters and the Republicans melt down over Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox News.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson after all these years.
They evaluated whether or not Trump's tweets violated Twitter policy. They said no, we could just label it as incitement to violence anyway to get the job done.
Donald Trump's Twitter account just got suspended. Now, the first thing that we need to note is that this is very, very funny.
And even with Twitter, you cannot find actual evidence of any direct government censorship of any lawful speech.
Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg claims he was pressured by the White House to censor content related to COVID-19 during the pandemic.
And direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable.
And when you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox
Listen to these people.
It is very clearly incitement of violence.
There are Americans who are engaged in kind of propaganda. And
Hillary
whether
Rodham.
they should be civilly or criminally charged
Like you?
would be a better deterrent.
Felons,
Stop Tucker
communists,
Carlson from
traitors.
going on tonight now that he's seen how he's perverting and slying the truth.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, there you go. And Jimmy Kimmel's going back on TV tomorrow night. And I'm not going to watch, but it'll be on the news on Wednesday. We'll find out. What do you think? Is he going to double down, or he's not going to apologize? He's going to say, boy, I'm glad that's going to make... Oh, my God. Anyway, 4:14, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. We'll see.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
It's unprecedented, but I've asked the people at XTRA 106.3 to pull the commentary that I recorded earlier for today and replace it with this. I paid far too much attention to Donald Trump and not nearly enough attention to Erica Kirk. Yes, I am furious with some of the turns I've seen Trump taking. He wants the Justice Department to prosecute people who criticize him. And he spent far too much time last night with the "look what I've done" part of his speech. That wasn't why those people were there in Phoenix. That wasn't why millions more were watching on TV. But this morning I read the remarks of Erica Kirk, and I watched the video of her eulogy for her slain husband, and came away with heartfelt admiration for that lady. I believe that Turning Point USA is going to be in good hands with her. So I'll leave the words of condemnation to people like AOC and her ignorance of American history, and Jasmine Crockett, that black congresswoman from Texas that likes to refer to white people as Caucasians. Let them roll around in the mud together, and I just urge you somewhere to find either a video or a printout of the words of Erica Kirk last night in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a true fan. And yes, I still support Donald Trump, but he needs to turn it down a bit and get back to doing the things he did so well and worry less about who is criticizing him. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. I was raised to respect my neighbors, and they've got plenty to say about Southern Exteriors. Sarah from Covington, very professional, no hassle, and great quality. Will from Jackson, the crew showed up on time, worked efficiently, and left everything spotless. Jennifer from Jenkinsburg summed it up. Awesome, caring, professional. That's Southern Exteriors. Trusted by me, trusted by your neighbors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time of year, officially fall, as we go to the equinox and so forth. And Stovall & Company, if you're a landscaper, you need supplies, wholesale supply company, Stovall & Company, third-generation family, 11 locations, latest one up in Canton. And I love to brag about the fact that we can prove it. If you need something and they don't have it, they'll tell you where else to get it, even if they lose the sale. But that's rare because they have all the plants and bushes and shrubs and flowers and trees and sod and seeds and sprinklers and irrigation systems. And if you're putting a fireplace out back or an outdoor kitchen, they'll take care of that too. StovallInc.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. When it comes to mowing, you'll want to run the perfect play for your lawn. So, get an Exmark. Their mowers are built to perform like a champion. With legendary cut quality, unbeatable durability, and pro-level speed, Exmark helps you score the perfect yard week after week. Don't fumble your mowing season. Put Exmark in your starting lineup. Available now at Howard Brothers. They're the team that has your back no matter the season. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Some remodelers are too big to care, others too small to count on. Southern Exteriors hits the sweet spot. Big company buying power with hometown heart. Hey, it's Tug, and I trust them for siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors. Over 1,000 projects a year, top materials fast, prices fair, and jobs on track. Plus 25 years of true local care. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
What's that smell? 420. I call smoking. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder and Nirvana. 1990, Nirvana played their biggest gig to date when they appeared at the Motorsports International Garage in Seattle, 1990. Drummer Dave Grohl, who would audition for the band a few days later, Dave Grohl, at that time of this concert, was in the audience of 15,000 people. And a few days later, he auditioned for the job as drummer, and there you go. Yeah, 420. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes another similar singer, Andrea Bocelli. Yes, Andrea Bocelli. The opera singer, of course, 67, blind opera singer. He's been blind since he was 12. Now, it says here, and there are a couple of stories. It says here he was raised on a farm, exposed to opera as a child because it calmed him down. One version of his blindness, Andrea Bocelli, is 67, says that he was born with some partial congenital problems with his eyes, and he got hit in the head with a soccer ball when he was 11 or 12 playing soccer, and that put him over the edge into blindness. However, I also recall many years ago telling about the story of when he was born. Well, no, before he was born, his mother was very ill 67 years ago in Italy, and the doctors treated her with some kind of cold pack presses on her abdomen, not knowing that she was pregnant, and apparently it caused the fetus to be underdeveloped in something or other, and they realized after the fact that they screwed up, and they really caused her to have, they said, oh, I know what it was. They said, oh my God, you're pregnant, and they realized what they did would cause childbirth problems, and the doctor said, your baby's going to be born with problems. We don't know what they're going to be or how bad they are. You really should get an abortion. And Andrea Bocelli's mother said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll have the baby, and she did, and he turned out blind. Now, there are two different things here. Either way, the man's a great singer. In fact, one of my favorite songs I have on my magic music stick, Flounder, is Andrea Bocelli and that girl from Canada who, My Life Will Go On, didn't get the girl on the iceberg where the Titanic sank, and she sang the song and didn't put the guy in the ice floe. And that's a beautiful song. My Prayer, it's called, as I recall. And that is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. And I have it on my music stick. Okay, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 422. By the way, our buddy Nathan the Fuzz, Nathan the Cop from Cobb County. And Cobb County cops have been great, by the way. And I don't know, I forgot to ask the cop whether he knew Nathan. I didn't even know give his last name. But the cop who showed up looked like a freaking cage fighter. I'm going to ask Nathan later if he knows him. And by the way, remember, Nathan took a taser for us. live on my show. And he was going through training at Cobb County Police Department. And he said, I'll do this live on the radio, and got tased as part of the training to see what it's like. And he got tased live on the radio. That was funny to us, not so much to Nathan. Anyway, a great guy, just a family man, and just a Cobb County Cop Supreme. Terrific fellow. Thank you for your help on this. I really appreciate it, everything. Kimmer P. Flounder, 423. And a couple of things we should be nervous about. By the way, no word yet on the autism thing. Donald Trump's supposed to have an announcement sometime around 4 o'clock. It's 4:23 about autism and whether or not you should stop taking Tylenol if you're a woman who is or may be pregnant. I don't know. There's got to be more than that one cause. That doesn't make any sense. This should scare the crap out of you. Survey by Yale University's William F. Buckley Institute. William F. Buckley was a man who talked like this because the miracles are seen from top. If you missed William F. Buckley, the commentator, you should Google him to see him. I mean, holy cow. Supercilious, I think. That word in the dictionary has his picture on it. Anyway, the William F. Buckley Institute did a survey. About half of the four-year college students, undergrads, four-year college students, about half support the following statement. While socialist countries like Cuba and the Soviet Union have not been perfect, the Soviet Union and Cuba offer a better economic model than capitalist countries like America. Half the college students believe that Russia, Soviet Union, Cuba have a better economic system than we do. Okay.
Were they not taught that the Soviet Union was a failed state and went under?
Well, has there ever been a socialist communist society that has a successful economic plan?
Scandinavia had a good one because they were using our money, and then when we quit giving them our money, it kind of started cutting back a little bit.
But again, that's using resources. It's not your homegrown. Yeah, exactly. Here's a couple of things. It's freaking brutal. 40% of the college students say physical violence is justified to stop a person from spewing what they say is hate. The reality amid the murder of conservative icon Charlie Kirk, and still 40% of the college students say, well, you can use physical violence if you don't like what that guy's saying. A record percentage of undergraduates support shouting down opinions they don't like. Violence is justifiable. Despite support for free speech in theory, America's undergrads don't support it in practice. American education's in trouble. Students are split on whether Palestine or Israel is a better ally for America. 70% of the students in America, college students, 70% of the college students in America support rent control. 50% agree with the premise of replacing private grocery stores with government-run stores. Students who identify as liberal, the least tolerant of other students or people opposing views. 50% of students agreed with the statement they cannot bring themselves to be close friends with someone with a different party. About 50% say I cannot be a friend with. 64% of liberals say I cannot be friends if you have a different view than I do. 64%, 2/3 of college students say, I can't be your friend. And 60% of the education majors, the students majoring in education who want to be teachers, 60% say, I can't be close with you if you're a different political party. The teachers of the future, 60% shout them down. 50% say America's still linked to white supremacy. 2/3 of liberal students say the country still suffers from racism. 2/3 agree their school.
Anti-white.
Yeah. 2/3 say their school should require all professors, and there's a college kids. 2/3 professors and administrators should be required to support diversity, equity, and inclusion before you get a job.
Get your
2/3
homeschool or take your kids out of.
These are college. It's too late. Coming. These are college. We've lost them. We lost an entire generation of college students. I mean, this is appalling. 60%, 2/3, 66%, 2/3 believe that in order to get a job, you should agree with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Holy smokes! I mean, My God. I mean, seriously, how is that possible? What happened?
Parents not paying attention?
People like me, I guess. I mean, these are the college students of today. So it's my, it's right between my generation and my kids' generation. I mean, my kids are 40, 50, so they're a little over in college, but they're not quite, they aren't raising the college kids yet, but they're close. So that whole period in there, oh my Lord. I mean, this is unbelievable. Seriously, I mean, it's freaky, absolutely freaky. Oh, God. Anyway, 428. All right, let me say one thing about Charlie Kirk's business from yesterday. I really, and again, a lot of it, I've been kind of overwhelmed with all of the religious stuff and all the praying and the crying and this. I mean, it's just overpowering. It's just, I mean, it's incredible and warming and everything else, but it's also overpowering. And I thought to myself, my little teeny problems, and this is a lesson I taught myself today when I got to thinking about how miserable my life is. And I don't have air conditioning, my car got cracked up, my TV doesn't work, I can't work from home sometimes because the Wi-Fi's. I mean, just my life is ruined. I've seen my kids twice a year. I'm working longer than I ever have. I mean, this stage of I love life, but I hate where I am in my life. And I got to thinking, at least I didn't get shot in the neck. I look at all this stuff with Charlie Kirk yesterday and his sweet widow and those little babies, and I'm thinking about, as horrible as things are getting for, people who are really old and alone and all, the end is coming and you're trying to fix everything that you left undone and it can't be done and there's no hope and there's no way to do things and fix it, and you get into this morass all of a sudden. And then I watch this Charlie Kirk stuff and I'm thinking, I didn't get shot in the neck. I didn't get shot in the neck. You can be sad, you can be a lot of different things in your life, but you didn't get shot in the neck. And what really the hope I have is when I just talked that story about the college kids surveys, Charlie Kirk, I hope, thank God, is leading as the Pied Piper for the future of these younger generations before they get to that stage in college, or if they're in college now, they're able to hold off from going over the end. And honestly, I had no idea about the impact of Charlie Kirk. And by the way, I'll bet you this too. There were like 90,000 something at the stadium. I guarantee you, if it had not been in Phoenix, Arizona, it's 109,000 degrees in this time of year, and they would have had, they had to get there a day beforehand. They came all over the world, everything else. I guarantee you, if this had been a place where there was more of a place to get more people, and if it was a colder climate, there would have been a hell of a lot more than 90,000 people there. I'll bet you. I'll bet there could have been 1 million people there if there had been a way to do it. I mean, and again, I guarantee you, people like me were saying, well, I can't just all of a sudden go fly to Phoenix and try to stand in line for 8 hours. And I mean, your whole life is going to, so again, the fact that it had to happen, I'll bet you if it had not been Phoenix and had been a different location, they could have had 1 million people there. I had no idea about his impact. And thank God, because this survey, this scares the crap out of me. Our country is going to be lost. If most of the people in college think we're going the wrong way, they like socialism, rent control, government grocery stores, and DEI. Oh. All right, 431, Kevin Feed Flounder. What do you think? Join us here if you feel. It's Monday. Braves are back. Game tonight. All right, here we go.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Pete Davis here, and football is underway. And Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now, right here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. And I like doing the research for the games. Tonight's Monday night matchup, I have Baltimore's Derrick Henry going higher on his projections for rushing and receiving touchdowns, and Detroit's Amon-Ra St. Brown also higher on his. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You could be next. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. We still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates, and they're primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's, and running a business is tough. Juggling clients, employees, cash flow. Why worry about IT? iTech Atlanta can keep your systems running securely and smoothly so that you can focus on your business, minimize downtime, and protect against cyber threats, all at a predictable, fixed, low monthly cost. For 25 years, iTech Atlanta has been helping businesses just like yours. They would love to manage your IT on time and under budget. Learn more. Visit iTechAtlanta.com. We manage your IT so you can manage your business.
Hey Braves Country, Tom Glavine here. Want to drive like a champion? Start with a clean car from Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With cutting-edge equipment and elite customer service, it's more than a car wash, it's a win. Experience the ultimate clean at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, my go-to car wash destination and the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves.
My car is happy, I am happy, Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite, if there's fire, you can grill. At Southern Thunder Barbecue School, our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick-cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. It's a hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill, grill like a pro. Register now at SouthernThunderBarbecue.com. That's SouthernThunderBBQ.com.
Attention Warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on XTRA 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Here we go. 437 on 106.3. And it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you. 404-741-1230. Yes, a Cinnamon Girl or somebody. 1985, the first Farm Aid benefit concert was held before a crowd of 80,000 at the Memorial Stadium in Champaign, Illinois. Organized by Willie Nelson, John Cougar Mellencamp, and Neil Young, the event actually was spurred by Bob Dylan's comments on Live Aid earlier in 85 that he had hoped some of the money in Live Aid would go toward helping American farmers. The star-studded lineup of the country stars included Alabama, Hoyt Axton, hold on, I got to get my cowabunga here, Glenn Campbell, Johnny Cash, Charlie Daniels Band, John Denver, Bob Dylan, John Fogerty, Vince Gill, Merle Haggard, Emmylou Harris, Waylon Jennings, George Jones, Chris Christopherson, Loretta Lynn, Roger Miller, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, Bonnie Raitt, and Kenny Rogers. Farm Aid, 1985. There you are. I love this birthday list. Tony Basile is 82. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. Hey, Mickey. Hey,
Tony's dead.
Oh, she's dead?
I think she's dead.
Oh, my God. I had it on my list. Tony Basile, 82. I love that little silly song. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. Anyway, sorry.
If you listen to the lyrics of that song,
I have no idea what it's about.
You listen carefully to lyrics.
Is it bad?
I think
Is it
what
dirty?
she's doing, she's trying to hook up with a gay guy, and he don't want to have anything to do with it.
Oh, trying to turn him like Elaine on Seinfeld. Trying to turn the gay guys.
Yes. Well, no, it says here she's still alive.
82.
Even though someone said she was dead earlier.
Huh.
So maybe she's still with us then.
Well, we hope so, either way. And on history this day, 1893. Now, we all know, I think the first automobile was actually invented by a guy named Porsche, who named it after his daughter, Mercedes. It was a Benz, a guy named Benz, Mercedes-Benz, who named this first car after his daughter Mercedes. But it was Mr. Benz who did that. However, in America, on this day in 1893, the Duryea brothers of Springfield take their automobile for a test drive. It was the first successful test drive of a gasoline-powered car in America. 1893. Charles Duryea is considered the father of the automobile. He and his brother Frank Duryea formed the first American automobile company, Duryea Motor Wagon. In 1895, they sold their first gasoline-powered automobile in 1896. So there you go. Anyway, Kevin Pete and Flounder, 440. How's it going? 404-741-1230. If you just joined us, apparently Jimmy Kimmel's getting his job back. ABC says we're bringing him back. And so now all the liberals, honestly, God, I remember this had nothing to do, the government had nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel. Nothing. ABC was his boss. ABC did what they wanted. The government has nothing. The government, FCC, has nothing to do with networks. Has nothing to do with network television.
That's not what the people think. On the Sunday morning CBS show, they got some little light in the loafers dude for the New York Times who went on and on and on about how this was a free speech thing.
Lied.
That President Trump was going after free speech. And he was authoritarian, and there's a complete lie from beginning to end about how the government had done this.
Yeah. The only impact the government has, the FCC, for license control is to radio stations and local TV stations, not the networks and not cable. Period. Nothing. Zero zip.
And as Neil Bortz has pointed out, they shouldn't even be doing that anymore.
Yeah, and these days, again, with all the streaming and the cable stuff, there's no control over programming, so it ought to be left to the American public and the mainstream media. Well, again, you're going to see a change in late-night television. I think Jimmy Kimmel coming back is one thing, but do you think he's going to do the same show?
Well, I'll tell you what, ABC has every right to put him back in there, and I have every right to never watch ABC shows ever again.
That's right. Absolutely. Again, this is the freedom we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the kind of freedom we want.
But our side believes in that. Their side doesn't believe in that. We shouldn't have a choice according to them.
Right. That's right. And the hypocrisy where they celebrate when, Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump got banned from social media and TV and stuff.
Barr.
Yeah, exactly. All of them. They celebrate that and then complain when it happened to somebody who's a screaming socialist and a hater. It's just, phonies. Yeah, I think that's the worst thing about these freaking liberals is they're cowards. They're just freaking phonies. They'll go with whatever the wind blows to make their power look better and more...
Get more power.
Strong. Yeah,
keep it.
Exactly.
Their party is more important than any... Their belief, their religion is the Democrat Party and liberalism. It's not the country. It's not their family. It's not God. It's none of that. It's their party, which makes them Marxists, because only Marxists think that way.
And they're still... I heard suspected child molester Chuck Schumer, once again, is still saying Donald Trump is a Nazi trying to take over free speech in America, and they're still saying the same thing. I mean, they're just... And nobody's calling them on it, except, talk show hosts, and how many of those are left in a conservative radio station? 4? I mean, seriously, somebody's got to stand up to these people. And luckily, Fox Television is killing the ratings. I mean, the mainstream media people are getting clobbered in the ratings. I hope that's a sign of continuing.
We'll see if Kimmel gets a burst from this.
Oh, he will,
start
for sure.
to sink again.
Yeah, he will. He will absolutely. Everybody in the world's going to see what he's going to say. So that I'm not me, but I'll get it the next morning. It'll be on the news, and I'll watch Fox News in the morning tomorrow morning at 5:30, and I'll be into it. And I'll see what he said. So that'll be fine. I mean, the Wednesday morning. Sorry, he's gone tomorrow night. All right, here we go. Speaking of politics, that lousy, dirty, empty pantsuit. Carmela's side piece is revealing what Biden told her right before she had her debate with Donald Trump, and she got upset about it. Again, the book is coming out, My Life as the Side Piece That Almost Became President. It's coming out very soon. And Carmela says that she was in a hotel room getting ready to debate Donald Trump, and so Biden apparently called her to wish her luck and apparently mess her up. Biden said, my brother called. And Carmela says that he said he's been talking to a group of real power brokers in Philly, and he asked if Harris was familiar with the people related to, and she said, no, I don't know who you're talking about. And said his brother told Joe that those guys were not going to support Carmela because she'd been saying bad things about him. And she said he wasn't inclined to believe it, but apparently Biden told her that he thought I should know in case my team had been encouraging me to put daylight between the two of us. He talked about his past debate performances, leaving her confused, angry, and disappointed. Her boss called before a critical moment and made it all about himself, distracting me, she said, with worry about hostile power brokers in the biggest city of the most important state. And she's going on and on and on about how they all did her bad. That it's everybody else's responsibility. She was the worst candidate for any public office in the history of politics. Think about it. What would you have done differently from the administration with all the disasters? Oh, nothing I can think of. Oh, golly. So in other words, you believe that we should have convicts getting their free surgeries to change their gender, and American taxpayers should pay for that? I mean, all the things that whenever the wind blows for the liberal causes, she was all in favor of. It's just the worst person in the world. And she almost became president. I mean, holy smokes. Anyway, 4:45. Hold on. Did you see the video? And if you haven't, please go look at it if you have a second here, because we're going to talk about this in a minute. We got a lot of sports coming up, too, with Holy Crap at Sports and Pete in about a half an hour, but even before that, even, too. Did you see the video what happened to that high school kid in Michigan? About a 900-pound, big, fat, load kid jumped like a wrestling move up in the air and jumped on top of a kid he'd already tackled and broke his back. And all they're saying is, well, we're handling it internally. And we'll coming up stuff like that. Unbelievable. And the story of the little boy and the little girl, youngsters, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, who drove a man to suicide because he worked for their mother and they didn't like him because he was gay, maybe? Yowie. Coming up, Kibra, Pete, and Flounder, 446 or something or other. There we go. Stand by.
XTRA 106.3 has the biggest lineup of conservative voices all week, and we're loaded with live and local programming every weekend. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Back Your Blue, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and NASCAR on Sundays. See the full weekend lineup at XTRA106.3.com and stream it free on the XTRA app.
Are you you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you can take advantage of employee pricing on select new Ford models. That means you pay what Ford employees pay. No markup, no hidden fees. It's all part of Ford's bold campaign, from America for America. While other dealerships may raise prices due to auto tariffs, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is stepping up, giving you the power to save big on American-made vehicles. Choose from bestsellers like the F-150, the rugged Bronco, the capable Explorer, and now when you purchase or lease a new Ford EV like the all-electric Mustang Mach-E, you'll receive a complimentary home charger and standard installation, making your switch to electric even easier. At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you're not just getting a great deal, you're getting award-winning service from a locally family-owned dealership.
They're just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road. Visit them online at jimellisford.com.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you pay what we pay, where you can always expect the best.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
Donald Trump live on autism at White House.
Strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's what you're going to have to do. You'll take a Tylenol, but it'll be very sparingly. It can be something that's very dangerous to the woman's health. In other words, a fever that's very, very dangerous, and ideally a doctor's decision, because I think you shouldn't take it, and you shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy. They may tell you that toward the end of the pregnancy you shouldn't take it during the entire, and you shouldn't give the child the Tylenol every time he's born and he goes and has a shot. You shouldn't give a Tylenol to that child. All pregnant women should talk to their doctors for more information about limiting the use of this medication while pregnant. So ideally, you don't take it at all, but if you can't tough it out, if there's a problem, you're going to end up doing it. The other thing that I can tell you that I'll say that they will maybe say at a little bit later date, but I think when you go for the shot, you do it over a 5-time period. Take it over 5 times or 4 times, but you take it in smaller doses and you spread it out over a period of years. And they pump so much stuff into those beautiful little babies, it's a disgrace. I don't see it. I think it's very bad. They're pumping, it looks like they're pumping into a horse. You have a little fragile child, and you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, I guess, 80 different blends, and they pump it in. So ideally, a woman won't take Tylenol. And on the vaccines, it would be good, instead of one visit where they pump the baby loaded up with stuff, you'll do it over a period of 4 times or 5 times. I've been so into this issue for so many years just because I couldn't understand how a thing like this could happen. And it's artificially induced. It's not like something that when you go from all of those, healthy babies to a point where I don't even know structurally if a country can afford it. And that's the least of the problems. To have families destroyed over this is just so terrible. I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine. The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel, the mumps, measles, and the 3 should be taken separately. And it seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better, so let it be separate. The chicken pox is already separate, because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it 4 for a while, it really was bad. So they make chicken pox. Individually, they're okay. When you mix them, something maybe happens. So there's no downside in doing it. It's not like, if you do it, bad things. No, it's only good side. And it may not have that much of an impact, but it may have a big impact. So let those be taken separately. And then hepatitis B is sexually transmitted.
Whoops.
There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things, it's going to be a whole different, it's going to be a revolution in a positive sense in the country. The FDA will be updating the label of an existing drug to reflect potential benefits in reducing some autism symptoms. This gives hope to the many parents with autistic children that it may be possible to improve their lives. That's one of the things that I'm very, very happy about. I mean, this was mostly going to be on how not to have the child affected, but we've learned some pretty good things about certain elements of genius that can be given to a baby, and the baby can get better. And in some cases, maybe substantially better.
Well, that's a hell of a breakthrough.
Not going to be easy, but
a drug to cut the symptoms of autism.
If it didn't happen in the first place, as these great parents fully understand, right? They fully understand. I feel so terribly for. I have so many friends with autistic children. It's a tough situation. Finally, to help reach the ultimate goal of ending the autism fever, the NIH will be announcing 13 major grant awards from the Autism Data Science Initiatives. And to be honest with you, to me, that's the least important. It's not even a money thing at this point. There's so much money, but they have to do, and they have to move quickly. When the alternative is that nothing bad can happen, let's do it now. I was just saying to Bobby and the group, let's do it now. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it.
Oh, man.
And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that. Sadly, first question, what can you take instead? It's actually, there's not an alternative to that. And as you know, other of the medicines are absolutely proven bad.
Aspirin
they've been
doesn't?
proven bad with the aspirins and the Advils and others, right?
Yep.
And they've been proven bad. So I'd like to ask Bobby to get up to the podium and say a few words, and then Dr. Bhattacharya and
Tylenol's freaking out.
Dr. McCary,
I gotta go nuts.
Dr. Fink,
Imagine
followed by
President
two incredible
Tylenol.
mothers that have experienced firsthand what this country is going through, what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism, okay? Tell me about that one. And there are other parts of the world where they don't have Tylenol, where they don't have autism. That tells you a lot. And I want to say
that's
it
the
right
key.
now. And you know the way I look at it?
I mean,
Oh my gosh, we got to promote Cuban health system.
There's no downside in
really.
not taking it. So I'd like to ask Bobby to come up and say a few words. I hope I didn't ruin his day, but that's the way I feel.
Wow.
I've been very strong on the subject for a long time. You know, life is common sense, too. And there's a lot of common sense in this, and I wish things like this were brought up, and this group has worked so hard on it. But I'd like to be a little bit more, a little speedier in the process of a recommendation, because there's no harm in going quicker. There's absolutely no harm. At worst, there's no harm. Thank you very much, Bobby, please.
President says don't take Tylenol. Wow. Now, you want to keep going? We got the news at 5, or we got Robert Kennedy speaking now?
It's hard to listen to Robert Kennedy.
Okay, let's go to the news at 5 o'clock. We'll come back, and they'll probably still be speaking in 4 minutes, so we'll be back with it. Kimmer Pete Flounder, 5 o'clock, 106.3, Tylenol, not good. That's what the president says.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station, XTRA 106.3.
A possible link to autism. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just announcing his administration's new warning that use of acetaminophen, the main ingredient in Tylenol during pregnancy, could lead to an increased risk of autism. The maker of Tylenol and some medical experts have already pushed back, citing previous studies and safety findings.
Instead of attacking those who ask questions, everyone should be grateful for those who are trying to get the answers to this complex situation.
The FDA plans to notify physicians about the potential risk. The man accused of plotting a second Trump assassination attempt rests his case. Ryan Ruth defending himself at his federal trial in Florida, calling just 3 witnesses, including a firearms expert, testifying about the operability of the gun found in a suspected sniper nest on a Trump golf course where the president was playing.
The court also heard from Atwill Milson, a friend of Ruth's son, Orrin. Milson said the defendant was calm under stress, gave people jobs, and offered everything he had. During cross-examination, Milson said he was unaware of stories that Ruth had run over an employee with his truck. During redirect, Ruth clarified that he, quote, backed out and the worker fell down.
Fox's Jonathan Seri at federal court in Fort Pierce. Ruth suggesting he was only out for attention. Closing arguments expected tomorrow morning. After a week-long suspension, ABC parent company Disney says it's resuming production of Jimmy Kimmel's Late Night Show. In a statement read by Fox's Michelle Polino,
we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations,
we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Disney did not address whether future content from Kimmel will face additional review.
Disney says some of Kimmel's comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive after the death of Charlie Kirk. America is listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Help! 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 Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg, ready on your dog target. Help! Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. It's Monday. 106.3 is our radio station, the FOM of Atlanta. Our number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Donald Trump's done speaking. He was at the podium, and if you just missed it a few minutes ago, the President of the United States said, don't take Tylenol. Don't use Tylenol. He was talking about pregnant women. And then, by the way, I find this very hard to believe. Tell me, we got a million stories here, but I'm really stuck on this. Are you telling me that the only medicine in the known world that reduces a big fever is Tylenol?
As well as Tylenol, yeah.
Well, then, okay, they say aspirin may hurt your stomach if you take too much. Well, yeah, if you take 500 of them every 2 days, for your life, you'll get stomach cancer.
It doesn't
probably
do a good job, though.
Well, but then take more. Then, take 20 aspirin. Well, I'm serious. Now, it
don't matter. It doesn't do as good a job.
Okay,
it's just not as good at it.
I'm amazed. And ibuprofen apparently doesn't work. It's only acetaminophen that works, not ibuprofen. And aspirin doesn't work. And those are the only medicines. I just can't believe that the only thing that brings a fever down is Tylenol. And if you're a woman and or even if you're a woman and you are pregnant, or if you have babies, don't give them baby Tylenol, I guess, too, right? I mean, that's what they're saying.
Well, it's interesting. Cuba has such a backwards healthcare system that some liberals absolutely love it, whatever. I'm sure they do some things well.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're too poor to get Tylenol may actually turn out to be lucky for them when it comes to autism.
But how are people in Cuba going to know what autism is? I'll bet you the people, Cuba? Yeah, you think that, you
can't tell if somebody's a little different?
I think in Cuba, I think the poverty and the horrible life and everything else, how can you tell whether their kid's miserable or just hungry and starving? I mean, I don't know whether they have doctors even know what hell autism is in Cuba. Cuba is freaking still Stone Age stuff. I don't have any confidence that they know what autism is. So maybe that's I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know. I just can't believe that the only medicine for a woman to take if she's got a high fever is Tylenol. Then suck it up. A fever. If it gets to be 109 or something, then you're going to die.
It can kill you.
Yeah. Okay. So then take a chance. But again, I'm amazed. I'm flabbergasted and amazed. And now
I'm surprised it's taken this long to get the damn medals out of all these 70-something shots they're giving to these babies.
And Donald Trump specifically mentioned mercury, and all the and he also we missed part of his news conference, but basically he's saying don't link all these vaccines together. What they're doing is they're piling 5 or 6 vaccine serums into one shot, and that may be the issue. He's saying if you give them individually, there's no history of any kind of a problem, so just give them individually. So you have to get more shots, okay? But still, they also want to cut down the number of shots kids are getting. I think they're getting like 60 immunizations now.
How did the human race survive for a million years without all these shots in the last 30 years?
Well, again, I'm telling you, there's something to be said. Even my generation, my generation, we used to rub mud on cuts, and we would drink out of the hose. We go to anybody's house in the neighborhood, turn on their spigot outside the garage, and drink from the freaking hose in the mud and the dirt laying there. I mean, you're killing me. And when somebody got chicken pox, the whole neighborhood went over to the guy's house to get all the kids get chicken pox and German measles and whooping cough and what was the other one? All of them. Anyway,
I don't think you've brought the kids over for the other two, just chicken pox.
No, chicken pox and the measles. Well, I guarantee you, if somebody had measles, you want the girls to have measles.
Shots? How many shots did we have? We had German measles, rubella. Yeah. We had smallpox. We had polio, and maybe a tetanus shot if you stepped on something.
Well,
and we survived.
Yeah, we had maybe 3 shots. I still have a scar from my smallpox and my
with less autism.
Yeah. So again, it's I hope the mystery is solved.
And if you think that doctors and the scientists and the FDA wouldn't get together with Big Pharma and collude against us, look at the food pyramid, which has been BS for all our lives.
Right.
We shouldn't be eating that much bread.
Yeah.
You should be eating that much fruit.
Well,
it's sugar.
Yeah.
Orange juice. You shouldn't be drinking orange juice every morning. It's pure sugar.
In fact, you want me to tell you something? When I was going through my training thing, I was one of the first guinea pigs of Mackie Shillstone, who trained the heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Spinks. And I was his guinea pig in New Orleans. And the fact of the matter is, when I was drinking protein powder milkshakes every morning, and he said, for God's sake, stop eating fruit. Do not drink orange juice in the morning. Do not have fruit in the morning. You have it later in the day maybe or whatever, but dessert. Do not eat fruit in the morning or orange juice, because all day long you're going to be doing nothing but burning that particular carbohydrate, which does nothing for your muscles and for the fat you want to get rid of. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it was very clear, stuff like that. So we know that.
It was to boost the orange industry.
Yeah. Well, what's the girl who hated gay people?
Anita Bryant.
Anita Bryant.
She didn't hate them. She just didn't think they should be.
Well, she was scared. She was scared. She was afraid of the gay
Maybe
boy.
She did hate him. And I love orange juice, man. When I go to Waffle King, Waffle House, or whatever, I love a big old icy glass of orange juice.
Are you a pulp orange juice guy or not a pulp?
No pulp. In fact, pulp's not good for you. You're not supposed to have pulp.
Well,
it's not good.
They thought that it was supposed to clean your system, like any good, pulp would do. Well, see, there you are.
In fact, I was reading last week if you have to do orange juice for something, don't get the one with the pulp. And I forget why they said it, but it was.
Yeah, it does sound funny because I thought that would clean you out, clean your colon.
I just don't like the way it feels. When
I
you're
don't like
it.
It's
something stringy in your mouth.
No, it's not good. Anyway, God, 10 after 5 already. We got a whole group of sports coming up, and I got a lot of things about sports going on, but especially these freaking college show-offs kind of stuff, and all this other kind of thing. First, another thing I want to bring up after sports, if you'd like to join in on this, two of the things that got the most action and reaction from my Facebook postings over the weekend were, one, the fact that my air conditioner broke, and people were I got 100 suggestions and stuff, and my pastor guy is coming over tonight to take care of it. But anyway, the other thing was, something popped up on my phone over the weekend, and it was 2 pictures. It was a picture of a girl on the left, was a picture, it looked like a Kim Kardashian type, showing her great big huge fanny with her back to the camera. And the second picture was a very a simply pleasant girl next door type brunette woman wearing a beautiful full length summer type dress and high heels. And it did a comparison between the 2 women, and it said, in fact, what was the official? Well, now I can't find the exact thing. It said, which is better, something like that. And clearly, the choice for me would be the woman on the right wearing the dress and high heels, and not the, bump and grind, twixter, or whatever what do they call it? Not twixter. What do they call it when you're bumping your buddy?
Twerking.
Twerking. Not that one. And I got so much. Oh, first of all, the guy who posted it apparently accused me of stealing it. I didn't steal it. I saw it, and I posted it on my Facebook page. I don't know who wrote it anyway. So, yeah. stupid. But again, I got more reaction on that than anything, and for so long, because people I think are calling it back to the old-fashioned American woman who's just, a nice American woman, and stop. You don't have to do stuff like that. Now, obviously, when every man, I think most men would agree, you want your mother type, you marry your, sweet woman that your dad would marry, and everybody's loving, but you want her to be a freaking maniac in bed. Okay, we can all say that, and that's, typical, and everything's fine. But absolutely, I think standards are going back. The reason they posted this was that people are changing back to the old-fashioned American family and standards and so forth. And it's too late for me, but I think it's a great sign. It's 512, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. And also, Arch Manning, what a goof. And also, these kids celebrating like crazy. It's all got to be NIL for the money coming up in college sports. And thank God for the red zone, because if all they had to watch was either the Falcons game or, Carolina and whoever, thank God you can watch scoring going out of the red zone, because what a freaking weekend. And I'll tell you, even they put Kirk Cousins in, as Pete teased earlier today. We got all the holy crap at sports coming up, and Braves are back in town, and they no more away games. It's all over. Here we go. It's almost October. And it is the first day of fall officially, and Rosh Hashanah at sundown. So happy New Year to our Jewish friends. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Here we go.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Saving your stuff, Atlanta Safe House. Well, no, they told me no singing the jingle, please. Atlanta Safe House. I've been taking a lot of pictures of stuff that I have saved over the year, like literally 60 years. Well, hell, my whole life, actually, from the time my mother did my first scrapbook. And if you want to keep stuff like that safe and sound, Atlanta Safe House has a safe for you. Now, they're all shapes and sizes. And don't forget, for the rest of the month, you're running out of time. Big sales on Browning and Fort Knox safes. And I mean, you're going to save a bundle. Atlanta Safe House. If you're in the area of their showroom in Industrial Boulevard in Ackworth, they got almost 200 of them right there, and they can change the insides for nooks and crannies and stuff like that. And don't forget, you don't pay any sales tax on gun safes, and these safes are beautiful. They have big ones and little ones. They have safes for the guns and pistols and bows and arrows and file organizers and jewelry and secret stuff and special doors. And I mean, they've got it all. And if you have a safe and it's broken, they can fix it. If you want to change your master reset code on a safe, they can do that for you. If you want to rent a safe for a while that you're going to be gone for a convention or something, they can do that for you too. Please tell them the Kimber said you're protecting your rights and your stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
This fall, the Gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I recently read an article that said 65% of those surveyed, they're more worried about running out of money in retirement than they are of death itself. So let's talk about some of the ways you can help our listeners replace that paycheck they've relied on for all these years in their working lives.
Well, it makes sense that they'd be scared of that because what do you do if you run out of money in retirement? You're going to go back to work? Who's hiring folks that are retired and physically and mentally you're going to be able to do that? And isn't the whole point of having a financial advisor so that you never have to worry about that again? So one of the ways that we do that is we build a fully comprehensive income plan so that we know there's money coming in every month that'll cover your bills, give you the quality of life that you're looking for, no matter what the market's doing, no matter how long you live. In some cases, regardless of what happens to you health-wise. So we can put plans in place to eliminate or at least mitigate all of those kind of risks every single person deals with in retirement.
I know a lot of our parents relied on pensions, but let's be honest, Evan, the pension is becoming a thing of the past. But there are ways for folks to create their own personal pensions, aren't there?
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of do-it-yourself pension. But when we do the pension ourselves, the one negative with a pension is all the value in the pension goes away once you turn on the actual income. With the plans that we build with the do-it-yourself pensions, you maintain that asset, or more specifically, your surviving spouse, your kids. And so you live forever. You get a ton of paychecks, and whatever's left over goes to the wife and kids, surviving spouse, beneficiaries, whoever that might be.
Call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary review of your savings and investments today. Call 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
September is Fan Appreciation Month at Truist Park, and you don't want to miss out as the Nationals and Pirates come to town September 22nd through the 28th. Fans can look forward to the Ronald Acuna Jr. bobblehead giveaway presented by Truist, Los Bravos Night powered by Georgia Power, the Kids Club Appreciation Party, and so much more, with tickets starting at just $7. There's a great seat no matter your budget. Head to Braves.com/promos for all the details. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Is this day 1888, National Geographic, first issue, but no pictures. The magazine had so few subscribers, the editor himself personally addressed every copy by hand and just carried them all to the post office. And now, sponsor, that's where I saw my first boobies. RBM of Atlanta holding crap at sports with Pete Davis.
Braves back home for their final homestand of the season. They're on an 8-game winning streak. The Nationals in town for 3 starting tonight. A battle of lefties. The 5-14 Madison Gore for D.C. against the 5-5 Chris Sale. Braves fresh off a 7-0 road trip, including the last 3 wins in Detroit, putting a damper on the Tigers' attempt to win the AL Central. More on that in a second. Spencer Strider improved to 7-13, gave up no runs in 5 innings. Casey Mize took the loss. Ha-Seong Kim, his 5th homer, drove in 2. It was 6-2 the final yesterday, and here's Kim's homer.
Kim strikes one to deep left field, carrying well, and salute that thing goodbye. Home run by Kim. Barreled to deep left field. It's 2-0 Braves.
He's got a girl's name, that guy, shortstop there. Ben Ingram on sister station 680 The Fan. Just 12 days ago, the Tigers had a 10-game lead, basically.
Yeah.
And now the red-hot Guardians are within 1 game off them.
That's amazing.
Boy. Yeah, which is made. They had one of the greatest comebacks last year. The Tigers did to get into the postseason, and this could be one of the great collapses. Despite their winning streak, the Braves were mathematically eliminated from playoff consideration over the weekend. It's the first time since 2017. It's amazing they got to the last week of the season before they were eliminated with such a not so a stellar season. After getting beat up by the Bravos Friday night, Detroit designated Charlie Morton for assignment. Charlie gave up 6 runs in just 1 1/3 innings against his old team. Just 6 games left in the season for Atlanta, so come watch them before they're gone. The Mets are 0 for 66 when trailing after 8 innings this season. They are the only team this year without a win, being behind going into the 9th inning. As Frank the Tank says, that's a team with no heart.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he has a few more gerunds than when he says it, but still. The Metropolitans are now looking up at the Reds for the last National League wildcard spot after being in the playoffs hunt since April 5th. The Redlegs have the tiebreaker against the Mets. So if they're tied, it's going to be the Reds. Now we have to do it.
Oh, no.
The Falcons are falconing.
We were having a good day. Oh, sorry.
Falcons embarrassed themselves and the entire city again. This time at Carolina, 30-0. You heard me. 30-0 to an 0-2 team going into it. Parker Romo is a complete bust. He missed both field goal attempts. Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
After they drove down with the opening drive and everything and got down there? Pulled a Matt Ryan by coming up short, but at least you would get a field goal with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
He hit a ball that is like it hit basically a hurricane force wind.
Yeah, it was sliced. It was really,
Yeah, it was 4 is what he should have yelled when he hit it. It got so bad during the game that Michael Penix Jr. was replaced by Kirk Cousins. Did you hear me? Kirk Cousins had to come play. They have yet to give a wide receiver a touchdown pass. The offense makes the Iowa Hawkeyes look like Air Coryell. I'm telling you. And they don't have the forward pass yet up there in Iowa City or wherever they play. Either offensive coordinator Zach Robinson goes or interim retread head coach Raheem Morris can start packing his bags because it looks like another 2 years have been wasted with another coach who doesn't know what he's doing and is over his head. And he himself said we were outcoached and outplayed. And they look horrible, embarrassing.
And they have stars. I mean, they just have stars.
All that offensive power, and they can't get. And somebody pointed out a good point. I didn't think they took Michael Penix Jr., who's known for his intermediate and long passes,
throws,
how good he is at that, and they've turned him to a check down quarterback.
Right.
Which he is young and he's learning. But maybe, just maybe, if he played a quarter or two in preseason, I don't know.
Well,
might have had something to do with it. Falcons fall to 1-2. They got 2 losses already to division foes. All right.
Yeah.
And of course, the Falcons cannot just lose in a normal way. They have to make history doing it. They outgained the Panthers by 109 yards. The last team to outgain their opponent by over 100 yards while losing by 30 points was the Dolphins at the Baltimore Colts, November 1st, 1970.
Wow.
Yeah. Historically bad, this franchise is. The Commanders in town this coming Sunday. Washington coming off a win. I forget who the hell they were beating up on. Marcus Mariota actually looked good.
Yeah.
That's you go to a team that has a coach. Dan Quinn can actually coach
a plan for a guy what they can do best and do it.
It's just amazing.
They've got
if
receivers
he comes in here
and runners
torches, Marcus Mariota comes in here and not Jaden Daniels, but Marcus and torches the Falcons in the bins. Morris should be fired on the spot.
Well,
you don't get on the bus going back to Flowery Branch. I think we're wasted 2 years here.
Yeah.
Lions at the Ravens tonight on Monday Night Football. And the 49ers have lost defensive end Nick Bosa for the year with a torn ACL.
Oh, my.
Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz started against the Bengals yesterday, making history. Wentz became the first quarterback to start for 6 different teams in 6 consecutive years. All right, let's play. Name those teams.
Oh, no way.
Give me one.
South Carolina. Carolina Panthers.
No. South Carolina Gamecocks? I thought you were going there or something.
No, I forgot.
They play in Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina Panthers.
No. In 2020, Eagles, 21 Colts, 22 Commanders, 23 Chiefs, 24 Rams, and now the Vikes.
Wow.
Yeah. PETA would like a word with Fox analyst Tom Brady.
Okay.
When Cowboys receiver George Pickens threw his helmet in disgust while losing to the Bears, Brady said, throw the helmet, kick the dog, whatever it takes.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah. Well,
that's not smart.
No,
looks like the Jackson Dart era in New York may be about to start. Giants fans are irate after watching Russell Wilson throw away another game and are clamoring for the rookie quarterback from Ole Miss. Hard to think he could do any worse than Wilson in the red zone, who threw away more balls than a drunk juggler yesterday.
I saw some of that. I was unbelievable.
Little munchkin, it's time for him to go away. Mm-hmm. And we know who Georgia's annual opponents are going to be for the next 4 years. If you had to pick 3 teams in the SEC that they have to play every year for the next 4, who's their biggest rivals in the SEC? Talking Georgia here.
Florida?
Yes,
Texas.
One.
No,
Texas is not a rivalry with Georgia.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, but if they're trying to make them, well, then South Carolina.
Yes, very good. South Carolina is one of them. And the other one is
Ole
Auburn.
Miss?
No, Auburn. Georgia doesn't.
Oh, Auburn. Okay, Auburn, of course.
It's Auburn, yeah.
Of course.
In fact, let's go with some of the other schools here, which I have here. Alabama will play Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. You can look up there, but they're close to each other.
Yeah.
Let's see. Auburn's got Bama, Georgia, and Vanderbilt. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky. Let's see. We got here.
I keep forgetting Kentucky and Vanderbilt and teams like that because they just don't get mentioned very much, I guess, probably.
Yeah. Ole Miss has State, LSU, and Oklahoma, which doesn't make much of a sense. Arkansas would have been better. South Carolina's gets Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky. Tennessee, Bama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. Let's see. Texas gets A&M, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. All those make sense.
Yeah.
A&M gets LSU, Missouri, and Texas. Historically, that makes sense. So that's what they got going there. It can be every 4 years they can change it.
Yeah.
Bama running back Jam Miller, defensive lineman Tim Keenan III will play for the first time this season when Crimson Tide visit Georgia Saturday. Miller's been out with a collarbone injury. Keenan hurt his ankle in that opening season loss at Florida State. University of Central Florida offensive line coach Sean Clark passed away unexpectedly at the age of 50.
Ooh.
Clark died suddenly Sunday evening after experiencing a medical emergency 5 days before. Rushed to the hospital, was in stable condition, but passed away last night. Surprise. Sean Clark, the head coach of Appalachian State for 5 years.
Wow.
So very sad news there. Leaves a family behind. UCF whipped up on North Carolina Saturday, but everyone is talking about 24-year-old girlfriend Bill Belichick has, Jordan Hudson. She met with Coach Bill on the sidelines before the game.
Yeah.
Wearing an off-the-shoulders white blouse with a short jean skirt and white go-go boots.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
As one person tweeted, she looks like a teenager running up to granddad for money for the concession stand. Did you see the photo?
No, I didn't.
I'll send it to you. It's unbelievable.
Oh,
unbelievable.
my. Well, she's having fun.
Eat your heart out, Bill says.
Well, and again, didn't she call herself the gold digger? Didn't she just trademark gold digger for? You got to. I mean, really, you got to love the attitude. I mean, they're having fun, so God bless them. You know.
ESPN's FPI index has Oregon number 1, followed by Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and Texas 5th.
Wow.
Then Indiana, Southern Cal, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Penn State rounding out the top 10. Yet the AP poll has the Buckeyes first, then the Hurricanes, Nittany Lions, LSU, and UGA coming in 5th. Georgia Tech is 16th.
Huh. I wonder, is Oregon been number 1 ranked much?
They're pretty good. Dan Lanning's a pretty good coach.
Great, but I wonder when's the last time Oregon was ranked number 1 in the country this season, early in the season?
Last year, the year before.
Were they really?
They were up there
I guess
for
I
a
forgot.
while, maybe.
Anyway, well, good.
After getting spanked at home by Syracuse, Clemson now 1-3 for just the second time during the Dabo Swinney era. It's called the transfer portal, Dabo. Get acquainted with it real soon or enjoy that new career coaching at Liberty or Wofford because it's coming if you keep this up.
They showed his face on the sideline at the end of that game, and man,
that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. From our Joe Biden level delusional file, Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy has no interest in being his final season in charge of the Cowboys. Gundy made the comments 3 days after Oklahoma State fell to 1-2 after losing at home to Tulsa Friday night. The program's first home loss to the Golden Hurricanes since 1951.
Wow.
They've lost 11 of their past 12 games, 11 straight defeats against FBS opponents. A dead man walking, Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
Auburn basketball head coach Bruce Pearl has surprised everyone. He's abruptly stepping down.
Yeah, what the heck?
65-year-old reportedly decided to retire from the sport after spending the offseason talking about his future. He's going to run for Senate, has decided he's not to. By dropping this close to the season, though, he is pointed the way for his son, Stephen, 38 years old, to step in because he knows what's going on with the program. It'd be very hard to find somebody outside to step in at this point. So to me, it's deliberate. He waited this, unless there's a health thing going on. He led the Tigers to their greatest run in their school history. Final Four berth last year, number 1 seed. So that's kind of a shock there.
We kind of left the school hanging. I mean, that's what a time to say I want to go into politics and better take my kid to take over the program. It seems kind of
I think it's
bullish or something.
On his part. Yeah. Just days after the passing of Rangers great goalie Ed Giacomin comes word that legendary Flyers goaltender Bernie Parent has passed.
I heard that. Yeah.
Parent delivered Phillies 2 Stanley Cup championships in 74-75. He was basically dominant in the clinching game, a pair of shutout victories, won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player. Let's see, he won 2 Vezina trophies as the best goaltender in the NHL. The first Flyer to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame back in '84. And I got to tell you, as an Atlanta Flames fan back in the '70s, I mean, to watch them get to the playoffs and try so hard, but could never get past those Flyers games, the Broad Street Bullies.
Bullies, all right, man.
Bobby Clark and Dave Schultz, the enforcer,
even
and Perrant and goal. I'm telling you what, that was a hell of a team they had up there for that time.
Yeah, the Broad Street Bullies. And they were. Cool. Pete Davis, 531. So much more coming around. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and the latest on autism, and the latest on, in fact, a couple of drugs that women no longer take, but one of them came back to be a potential lifesaver. Coming up. 532, let's call it. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and XTRA 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
I'm Pete Davis, and pro and college football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. The best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on TDs, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. Detroit at Baltimore tonight. I believe the Ravens' Lamar Jackson to be higher on his passing yard projections, and the Lions' Jahmyr Gibbs also to be higher on his rushing and receiving TD projections. This is simple. It's fun. It keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You can be next. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. When it comes to mowing, you'll want to run the perfect play for your lawn. So, get an Exmark. Their mowers are built to perform like a champion. With legendary cut quality, unbeatable durability, and pro-level speed, Exmark helps you score the perfect yard week after week. Don't fumble your mowing season. Put Exmark in your starting lineup. Available now at Howard Brothers. They're the team that has your back no matter the season. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Well, get your deck checked. Yeah, free safety deck check from PeachStateWindows.com. I know Peach State Windows, they're known for their vinyl, double-hung, energy, big-time Charlie windows. And also the siding. I'm a hardy plank guy, as you know. But so they're known for the stuff like that and taking care of something loose on your roof. They'll go fix it for you. You don't have to go nuts on with the whole thing. These are builders and contractors. And, of course, they're known for their windows and also their safety check for your deck inspection. Really, that's important because if something happens and your deck was not up to code, you're in big trouble. Anyway, tell them the Kimmer sent you. Check them out. They can fix from doors to roofs in your hardy plank and PeachStateWindows.com.
Summer is here, and it's time to enjoy your outdoor oasis as a family. Don't know where to begin? At Stovall & Company, we have everything you need to make your landscaping dreams come true. From premium mulch and topsoil to a wide variety of plants, trees, shrubs, and annuals, Stovall has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I've learned a lot about this car buying process from you. Is that typical of most of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, I'm finding out it's even more typical. I mean, people are learning more and more, and maybe it's because I overload them with information because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure you know everything.
Do I have to have a particular make and model in mind when I call you, or is it just open to anything I want?
It's open. I can get any make, any year, any model.
I might be looking to trade in my vehicle. Can you accommodate that as the honest car guy?
For sure. I mean, we love it when people want to trade in cars because honestly, it's best for you to trade in a car. Why? Because you get a tax savings.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite. If there's fire, you can grill at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick-cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. A hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill like a pro. Register now at southernthunderbbq.com. That's southernthunderbbq.com.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Do you have the right to say anything you want, but your employer doesn't have to employ you after you've said those things? Action, reaction. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you freedom of speech. The government owes you freedom of speech. The federal government of the United States owes you freedom of speech.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3.
Incredible story about how this song came to be. Wait till you hear the story. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Well, we'll start from the beginning. This was a day in 1981. American composer Harry Warren passed away at the age of 88 in 1981. Harry Warren wrote more than 800 songs, including I Only Have Eyes for You, a hit by the Flamingos. You Must Have Been a Beautiful Baby, 'Cause Baby Look at You Now, from Bobby Darin. Jeepers Creepers, That's Amore. And he also wrote this song, and this is an incredible story. Harry Warren told the story once that he was at a party with Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, and they had Buttermilk and Trigger and the whole crew there, and Pat Brady with the Nellie Bell, the Jeep, and all that kind of stuff. And as it turned out, Roy Rogers was something of an animal husbandry expert, and he used to take care of stray cats and alley cats and stuff like that. The problem was that he had his collection of very important cowboy boots, and the cats would frequently go in there to sharpen their claws on the leather. And Harry Warren was there the day that Roy Rogers' friend Pat Brady came up and saw what the mess had done there and said, "Pardon me, Roy, is that the cat who chewed your new shoes?" And that is how Harry Warren came to write the song. Don't just stay there, mister. You do not leave that studio. You're here for the duration of the show. That's a true story, probably, and that's the true.
You are fired. Fired.
News. What do you got there, Fly?
It's breaking news from the Braves, and it's from an hour ago. I didn't check this. I should have checked it.
Oh, sorry.
Number one, let's see. Matt Olson, National League Player of the Week.
Excellent. But see that catch by sliding into the fence there on his ass?
And kicking it up. And that wasn't Matt, but it was a great catch and all that.
I thought that was him.
And it was funny when the Tigers got rid of Charlie Morton. Someone said, "Wouldn't it be nice if the Braves brought him back and let him pitch one more time in front of the crowd here, and everyone give him a big hand?" Yeah. Well, guess what? The Braves have picked up Charlie Morton. Don't know if he's going to start a game this week, but I bet he pitches in one of these games.
We only got we got 9. Would you say 9 games? How many games?
6 games.
6 games.
We got the Pirates after the Nationals come into town.
And that's it. Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, we're not able to affect any of the playoff things anymore, but we did with the Tigers. Yeah. We may have screwed them up.
Plus, it's still baseball. I mean, it's our team. It's baseball.
Yeah,
so,
it's the end of the season. Check it out. Yeah, Charlie Morton. That's cool.
A couple of quick birthday type things here. I love this story. Paul LeMat. You may not know who that is. You know who he is when I tell you about him. Paul LeMat is 80. Paul Lamette, I saw his picture today when I looked up more about him. Paul Lamette is 80 years old. Don't recognize him from the day when he played the role of John Milner. John Milner was the guy who had the yellow 32 Ford Deuce Coupe in the movie American Graffiti, who took Mackenzie Phillips for a ride of one kind or another on the drag racing with Harrison Ford. And Paul Lamette was that really the guy with had the cigarettes rolled up in his white T-shirt sleeve, and he was the guy who kind of saved the two guys from American Graffiti. When he had the great Elvis haircut and the white T-shirt. Paul Lamette, who drove that yellow little 32 Little Deuce Coupe, is 80 freaking years old today. I can't believe it, because that movie, it doesn't seem it was that old, and I guess it is. Debbie Boone is 69. Pat Boone's daughter. You light up my life. Also on this day in history, a little sports thing here. Pete Davis, a couple of quickies. 1969, Willie Mays hits his 600th career home run. A game against the Padres, he would end up with 660 homers, Willie Mays. And one more thing, on this day in 1927, World Heavyweight Boxing Championship, Gene Tunney knocks Jack Dempsey to the canvas in the 7th round. But Jack Dempsey wouldn't move to a neutral corner, so the ref wouldn't start the count.
Right.
So Jack Dempsey, Gene Tunney, is lying on his back and starting to come around, and the ref didn't start the count. As it turned out, Tunney collected himself enough at the count of 8, got on his feet, and went on to win the bout.
All right, you made that confusing, because at first I think you said Tunney wouldn't go back to his...
No, Jack Dempsey. I screwed up. Jack Dempsey got knocked on the... Dempsey
was down.
Dempsey was down, and... but now it says Dempsey wouldn't move. Tunney wouldn't go back to a neutral corner. It said.
And then you said later that Tunney was on the ground.
Well, he got it backwards, and I read it because I'm an idiot. But yeah, it was it was Tunney who made the mistake. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter because he won. Okay, I'm glad I read that story. Let's see. Let me ask you this. Flounder, have you ever heard of the drug thalidomide? Oh, he's not there. I'm sorry. There we go. Coming back. Have you ever heard of the drug thalidomide?
No. No. Is this on the legal market, or is this on the black market?
No, this is a former drug. Pete, do you know the drug thalidomide, I'm guessing?
Birth defects from the 50s.
And also the drug belladonna. Have you heard?
Well, that's a poison, belladonna.
Yeah, that's a plant stuff. Yeah, but women used to try to use parts of it to make their eyes bigger or something. Thalidomide was used for women who were pregnant and had morning sickness. Doctors prescribed it. Everybody took it. Unfortunately, thalidomide turned out to be causing horrible birth defects. Absolutely, no legs and arms. One eye. it was just horrible birth defects. Horrible. And the doctors finally said, "Oh my God! Well, guess what?" And I say this in relationship to Donald Trump saying, don't take Tylenol anymore because it's dangerous. Thalidomide has now, or later on, was found to be a life-saving companion drug to treat cancer. But it's so powerful that it has to be used in very specific samples and doses and combinations and so forth. But thalidomide caused the most horrible birth defects of babies. Just horrible things. And it turned out when they did more studying, the damn thing was good to fight cancer. And now, I'm sorry?
Does it stay in your body, or is it only for pregnant women you could not take it? Like if you took it as a man, would it stay in your body and you could pass it on?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. And I just looked up again to double check myself, and it didn't say anything about how it would affect other bodies or men or stuff like that. But again, it was for pregnant women, it was horrible. And again, now Donald Trump, if you missed it, we covered it live. Donald Trump actually said the words, don't take Tylenol. And then he later on said, if you're a pregnant woman with a horrible fever, don't take Tylenol unless you can't stand it anymore. And again, I'm flabbergasted that the only medicine, and Donald Trump, and they were saying it again today, the only medicine that will work to relieve a bad fever, a high fever, is Tylenol. Advil won't do it. Ibuprofen won't do it. I can't believe it. So they're saying if you have to, you have to, but it's best to gut it out. unless the fever's so high that it damages your brain and your baby.
Kristen just sent us a whole list of reasons why, if you're pregnant, you shouldn't take ibuprofen either.
Oh, really? Well, I hadn't heard that. That's Advil. Ibuprofen is Advil and Motrin, I think.
Increased risk of miscarriage, low birth weight, premature birth, kidney problems,
man,
among other things. Yeah.
Well, what do you know, man? If I were 25 and my wife was pregnant, we have a baby, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't want to say, well, honey, you're going to have to gut it out. Too bad you feel bad, but tough luck for you. You can't turn on your. I mean, I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah, we laughed at the holistic people for all these years and the hippies and stuff like that.
Acupuncture and everything
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you look on the other side, what Big Pharma's been the poison they've been pushing on us for our entire lives.
Yeah. And the other big announcement today, too, with Donald Trump, and RFK was there, Junior was there, too, but the big announcement was that Donald Trump is demanding that that children stop getting vaccines that are all put in together, like 5 or 6 serums in one shot. Do it separately. And he also says no more metal in these vaccines. Take the mercury out of vaccine. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, he mentioned the hepatitis one. The one that you only get through sexual contact.
Yeah.
So why is anyone below a certain age taking the damn shot?
Yeah, exactly. Why would a baby get hepatitis to prevent sexually transmitted
Now, in this day and age, I guess around 11 or 12, you got to do it.
Well, when a girl turned, when a girl, 12 years old, they say, is a time when the girl's body starts to become acceptable for medicines and things like that, because they mature faster than boys. But that's kind of a
mentally and physically.
Yeah, apparently. 5:47 already. Holy cow! Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, and we got so much more, and it's just standing by right here. Go Braves! Here we go.
Its intelligent technology is intuitive. Its responsive performance, responsible. Turbo power with a hybrid assist, a digital yet sensual cockpit, and sporty elegance helps make the C-Class a driver's delight and paradise for passengers. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan. Just $529 per month for 36 months with $5,073 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's fall sales event, now through September 30th. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 30th, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
Hey, Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
True Prep is celebrating 14 years with their biggest anniversary event ever. It all happens Saturday, September 27th at their Cobb Parkway location in Marietta. You'll find massive savings on dozens of items, plus free food, local vendors, and giveaways every hour from 11 to 2. And here's the big one. They're giving 30% off all used firearms and gear for one day only on September 27th. Don't miss the party, sales, food, and 30% off savings on all used firearms. Celebrate 14 years with True Prep. Get the details at trueprep.com. That's That's TRUprep.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
I was just thinking about this is Cripple Creek, baby. The band in 1969 released their self-titled album, peaked at number 9 in America, Rag Mama Rag, the night they drove Old Dixie down and up on Cripple Creek. 2009, the album, again, started in 1969, they released this. In 2009, the album preserved by the National Recording Registry because the album was, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically important and reflects life in these United States. The band, 1969. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? A couple of quick birthdays here today. Joan Jett. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. The jukebox, baby. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. One of the great group names. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Joan Jett, 67. And Sherry Belafonte is 71. Harry's daughter. Sherry Belafonte bought some antiques from my mother. When my dad retired from GE, my mom said, I want a little thing to do, have some fun. He said, so he bought her a couple of antique shops. So they would spend their time going antiquing around New England and so forth. Then my mother would bring all the stuff she bought at auction to her antique stores, and then she wouldn't sell it because she loved it all and she wouldn't let it go. And she said, people come in, what's your best price on that? She said, I can't let that one go. So we had a house full of shaker furniture coming out the freaking windows.
She was a hoarder.
She was unbelievable. And she did it. She wanted a hobby, a little something to, a
high-end hoarder.
Exactly. My father said, whatever keep mama happy, the whole family, the old saying, right? So, my God. And one day, Sherry Belafonte came into her antique shop and bought some stuff from my mother, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyway. A couple of quick. We're talking about we talked about thalidomide and also the Donald Trump today saying don't take Tylenol, ladies, especially if you're having babies or whatever. Again, but more and more is going to come out this later on tonight. We got part of his news conference, and Donald Trump actually said the words, "Don't use Tylenol." And the Tylenol people are going nuts, saying because he's saying it's the only difference is Tylenol. He said Cuba doesn't have autism because they don't have Tylenol. I mean, wow. So this is where you're going to get reaction all night and tomorrow. People are going nuts. Kind of not really relatedly, but on the same vein, on this day in 1980, Procter & Gamble recalled the Rely tampon. I remember this day because I was married and had a wife, and women who used the Rely tampon were getting toxic shock syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Which was very, very serious. It had potentially horribly serious things to it. So they took it off the market, period. A couple of quick TV things. Alf debuts on NBC
Funny show.
in 1986. Alf, the title character, real name was Gordon Shumway. Alf crash lands in the garage of the Tanner family. And ALF, by the way, is an acronym for Alien Life Form, and he is an alien from the planet Melmac. Melmac.
What did he eat? What did he like to eat?
I can't remember. Wasn't Brian? Well,
They never showed him doing it.
I don't remember.
Cats.
Oh my!
It was a funny show.
Yeah, it was a weird show. Let's see. Friends debuted on NBC in 1994. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, David Schwimmer. And on this day in 2004, 50 million people looked in for the final episode of Friends in 2004, one of the most watched in history. Kimmer P. Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, running out of time. Charlie Kirk was bashed by 4 Georgia Democratic congressmen. They don't believe in Charlie Cook's believing in America and religion. Sanford Bishop, Hank Johnson, which we knew, this girl Nikema Williams, a new one, and Lucy McBath, who tried to get me fired because she tried to muzzle free press abusing her power in Congress. Lucy McBath is a scoundrel and a terrorist as far as I'm concerned. Jimmy Kimmel's going back on the air tomorrow night on ABC. They're hiring him back, so we're going to look for that reaction tonight too. It's
he was suspended. All this, he was never fired.
Yeah, he was never fired. And for the record, he was never a victim of the free speech. He was a victim of the free enterprise. His boss didn't like what he said, so they suspended him. Period. The FCC, Donald Trump had nothing to do with any of this.
We've all been suspended in this business. All of us.
And fired. So, laid off or whatever. Contract not renewed. Call it what you want.
To hit the door.
It's not an issue of free press.
Let go. Kick down.
Business.
Rico.
You're out of here. You're fired. You're out of here.
Fired. Hit the brakes.
Not unusual.
Let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
And this is Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. So this is the happy one. This is the happy good time one. And it's also, as of noon today, was the equinox. And that means exactly half a day and half a night, equal time, and starts getting darker tomorrow.
And tomorrow we will discuss woolly caterpillars.
Woolly caterpillar. And daylight saving time, by the way, starts November 2nd. After Halloween this year. Anyway, Flounder's funny. One more
Twitter
time.
banned the president permanently.
Yikes.
I know nothing about adult stuff that you're supposed to know about. Global warming, that's one that everybody yells at you about. And they're like, you better do something. I'm so tired of it. Let's do it. I'm like, I barely made it out of high school. I don't really know how rain works. So why don't you let me figure that out, and then I'll do global warming, But I've seen it rain without clouds. Where's that water coming from? So I'm pretty swamped with this rain stuff right now. But once I get to the bottom of that, I'm going to do global warming. And I've got some pretty good ideas. I looked up a list of what are you supposed to do for global warming as an individual? And it was a big, long list. But the first thing on the list was my favorite. It just said, just talk to your friends and family about it. Think about your friends and family. Not the ones that are the good ones close. Think about how far out it goes. Just when you guys get together, do you mind if we talk about global warming for a while? I just thought this would be a good time to get into it.
Nate Fergazzi. Kimmer Pete Flounder. Boys, have a great night. Tomorrow we do it all over again. Go Braves. And Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Herb and Grover, Herb and Herb. Look out. Stand by.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.